Welcome to Sunday Night with Old Time Radio. We have a busy schedule today. First, we begin with a bang with Bold Venture, starring Bogey and Bacall. Next, we have Hopalong Cassidy, then You Bet Your Life with Groucho Marx. After that, more comedy with Fibber, McGee, and Molly. Then we have drama with Harry Lime. Following this, the Great Gildersleeve. And finally, Flash Gordon. Let's get started. We hope that you enjoyed tonight's entertainment.
Bold Venture. Adventure, intrigue, mystery, romance, starring Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall. Together in the sultry setting of tropical Havana and the mysterious islands of the Caribbean. Bold Venture. Once again, the magic names of Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall bring you Bold Venture and a tale of mystery, adventure, and intrigue.
All right, sailor, Havana, Cuba, where we started from, where we get off. Out.
How long can you keep it up, Slade?
Come on, off the boat.
I said, how long can you keep it up? You've been sore ever since we left Key West. So we didn't meet him. So he didn't pick up his cargo.
Look, sailor, a guy named Scarn sends us a wire. He says meet him in Key West. Move his cargo. I didn't want to go. You wanted to go.
All right. And Mr. Scarn and whatever he wanted us to bring to Havana weren't there. But we had a boat ride to Key West and back. You and me. That's nothing, huh?
Come on, sailor, let's get off the boat. Here, I'll help you.
I don't need any help. What are you angry about? The money we didn't make?
No, it was time away from Havana. But I didn't have to be away from her.
You talk about Havana like it was a woman.
Do I?
How do you talk about me behind my back?
Well, walk ahead of me and I'll think of something.
There's your Havana, a cockfight.
Come on, let's take a look, sailor. How's your bloodlust today?
Oh, let's get out of here.
Consider it, sailor. Two birds with steel spurs slashing each other to pieces. Let's pause and cheer.
Come on.
Oh, let's watch for a while. People get to enjoy this sort of thing. Let's find out why.
I don't want to find out why. I'll see you back at Shannon's place.
All right. Okay, let's go.
You get a bang out of watching that?
Well, it gives me a chance to get bitter. Makes me an honest man.
Por favor, senorita.
Huh?
The cockfight disgusts you, eh? See, your tastes are too delicate, or perhaps...
What's this, Slate? A new way to cadge the Yankee dollar?
Or perhaps the Yankee merchandise.
The lady asked you what this is, amigo. Who are you?
Permit me to tell you the story of my life. I am a poet.
I guess that's worth $1. Give him $1, Slate.
What are we, patrons of the arts?
Permit me to refuse the money. Permit me to return to the matter of the Yankee merchandise you have brought from Key West.
This is a man with a problem, Slate.
You are the people from the boat, the Bold Venture.
We're the people from the boat, the Bold Venture.
Now it rhymes. Nice going, sailor.
Then it is a simple matter. Since you are the people from the boat, it is simple. We will make arrangements for the removal of the merchandise.
Now look, Shelley,
Mario. My name, permit me. That is my name.
Mario, sure. I forgot. My memory's a little shaky.
Mine, too.
Hers, too. So we're having a tough time remembering what this is all about. Slower reading, huh?
Are you trying to be clever, mi amigo? Or perhaps you have pleasure in tweaking my patience? The merchandise. Permit me, but the merchandise. It is a matter of life and death. When shall we remove it from your boat?
The poet only knows one poem, Slate.
Yeah. Wave him goodbye.
A fond farewell, Marion.
But it is a matter. You cannot. The merchandise, it can mean life, it can mean death. You cannot refuse about the merchandise. The merchandise!
If you want to be happy and lead a king's life, never make a pretty woman your wife. Therefore, from a logical point of view, marry a woman uglier than you. A pretty woman makes a husband look small, and then he very often falls his downfall. Therefore, from a logical point of view, marry a woman uglier than you. Ah, Lady Sailor, Mr. Slade, why you come back so soon to King Moses? Because you love me?
Why else, King Moses?
I tell why else. Because on trip to Key West, something sour must have turned more sour. Am I inevitably correct?
You are inevitably correct, King Moses.
You come back to make King Moses sloppy with happiness, Mr. Slate. Therefore, order me about.
Bring us something to eat, King.
Oh, an ecstasy, a joy, a frenzy, a kick.
Just bring us something to eat.
Right now, Mr. Slate.
You really do love him, don't you, Slate?
Uh-huh. Like he was my own.
How long does it take for someone to be your own?
Ah, that depends. Ready with the food, King?
Ready. Yours, Mr. Slade. Yours, Lady Sailor. You talk, I smile inside myself. I get my guitar, I got song for you.
Sing it, King.
A lady approach who wait for Slate. A lady so handsome no one can hate. A lady who in hotel did register. A lady who bring joy, maybe despair.
Perdóneme, Señor Shannon, but I think perhaps you were looking for me. For Bibi. No, Señor?
Well, I don't know you, but I think perhaps I was looking for you. For Bibi.
Slate.
I want to explain something to you about the hotel business, sailor. I am what is known as a mine host. That comes in two parts. Mine and host. Sit down, Bibi.
Gracias. Still, you have not answered my question, Señor Shannon. You look for me?
Well, I look for a lot of things. Why particularly for you?
Because you are the man who brought his boat into port only a little while ago.
Oh, the lady wants a boat ride. Why don't you try the nearest tunnel of love, Miss Bibi?
This is included in the price we must pay for the merchandise?
No, Bibi. I throw that in for free.
Now, wait a minute. You said merchandise, Bibi. Isn't that what you said?
Yes.
Bibi, the gentleman posed a question. Will you answer the gentleman's question?
You know very well what it is we want.
Sure, but let's hear it from your own red lips.
Huh. Now I understand. It is a matter of more money, huh? Well, we expected it, and we despise you for it. But we will pay it. I have room 6A. I will wait for you there. But give me 10 minutes to arrange for more money. When I pay your price, there will be no more delay. Is it final? It is final.
Now, let's see. 6A, she said.
That's what she said, Slate. That's just what she said.
You know, sailor, I think I can handle this alone. Why don't you wait for me downstairs, huh?
Because I'm afraid of the dark. I cry in it.
That's what I thought.
Now you know. Slate, that noise. It's already happened to us once today.
Well, maybe the little lady's a bookie for gamecock fights. Hey, let's go.
Slate, look. Look. Her face. Her body.
Yeah. Slashed to ribbons. Slashed to death by a gamecock.
Slate. Oh, Slate.
Now, how do you like Havana, sailor?
Mr. Slade. Mr. Slade.
Mr. Slade is wearing out his office floor, King Moses. Tell me, I'll tell him.
The police have made a fare-thee-well to the front door, Lady Sailor. They are 5 minutes gone.
Thanks, I'll tell Mr. Slade.
You want anything I can do for the after-the-police occasion, Lady Sailor? You, Mr. Slade?
No, I'll call if we want anything.
Might get down me and hammock outside. You open the window and whistle for King Moses if you want something.
Slate? Slate? What are you trying to build? All right. I don't blame you, Slate. I know. It's hard to believe.
What's hard to believe? Beautiful woman killed by a fighting bird, a bird with steel spurs on it.
Oh, Slate.
And at my hotel, girl locked in a room in my hotel with a bird bred to slash for blood. I don't like cops in my place. Cops are for the tourist trade, not...
Is that all that bothers you? The fact that the police were here?
What's it to you what bothers me? I didn't ask for your questions. I didn't ask for you.
All right, Slate, all right.
What kind of a jerk am I, anyhow? A man tells me to take care of his daughter. So I take care of his daughter. You. What am I? Out of my mind? I don't need you hanging around here, sailor. I don't need anything about you. I got along great before...
Before my father died? What do you want me to do, Slate? Leave?
Well...
Sit down, Slate. You're sweating.
It's a trick I know. It's hot, so I sweat.
You want me to fan you? I'll fan you. You like me to fan you, Slate? Like this?
Look at you. The way you're dressed. Jeans, the way your hair is. Man has to walk toward you to know you're a woman. Why don't you do something about your hair, sailor?
What's the matter with it?
Other women with hair like that, they'd...
With hair like what? Like this? You can touch it, Slate. Touch it. Go ahead. Touch it.
Answer the door.
You answer it.
Yeah.
Permit me.
Hey, it's the poet.
Tell him to come in. He can wave the fan.
An explanation for the events of this afternoon are in order. See?
Hey, well, don't make it tough this time, Mario. What are you trying to tell us?
A tragedy. The killing of the girl Bibi was a tragedy.
Oh, what do you know about Bibi?
Bibi was the sister of my wife. She... Please, what time is it?
Hey, look, if you don't...
It's almost 2:30, Mario.
Gracias. Now, permit me. It is very wrong that Bibi is dead. A wrong that is part of an even greater wrong.
So help me
What kind of wrong?
Like so. The merchandise you have brought. Those of us on an island you know, here in the Caribbean. Those of us who wait for the guns.
Guns? So that's it. That's the merchandise. Guns.
Precisely. Perhaps there is a better way to purchase human dignity. But we do not know of it. We need those guns.
And you think we have the guns for your revolution?
Of course. Like so. You came with the boat. Oh, permit me. I will answer it. A compatriot I am expecting. He is to meet me here.
Mario! Slate! Help him. He's shot.
Yeah. Yeah, shot dead. Like so.
Back to Bold Venture. Our stars, Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall, and the second act of our story.
A lady, she come to Shannon's place, a delicate figure and clothes of lace. Then the lady, she died in Shannon's place. A gamecock with spurs, he slashed her face. A poet, he came to Mr. Slate, make big apology for being late. He explains his wants to Mr. Slade, but bullied and hard bring him poor to stay. Mr. Slade, he turned to Lady Sailor. He says, you know...
That's enough, King.
Do I call the police again, Mr. Slade?
No. 2 people die in my place, that makes it personal. I like that poet.
You're not always a real tough man, are you, Slade?
I said I like that poet.
And that girl, Bibi?
And that girl, Bibi. What about her?
Did you like her, too?
She had a problem. She came to me for help. She died.
My father said you'd be a man like that.
Why don't you get out of here, Sailor? Why don't you go back to the States? Look at the mess. I'm in it, you're in it. Why don't you leave, Sailor?
You don't know, do you?
Mr. Slade.
Yeah, what do you want, King?
Here are the dead gentleman's papers from his pocket.
Oh, let's have a look. Mario Pavana, 64 Avenado, Lorca.
We're going calling, huh, Slade?
When a man like Mario dies, somebody's got to tell somebody because somebody might want to know.
I would. I'd want to know.
Let's go to Avenida Lorca, Sailor.
Yes? What is it you want, senor, senorita?
We come to...
Is it about Bibi? My sister, Bibi? If you have come to tell me of her death, it has already been revealed to me.
Well, just a minute, senora.
I am called Celestine. Will it not be easier for you so?
Yeah, easier. If you're Bibi's sister, then the poet Mario... Mario...
He's my husband. Yes, a poet and a husband. I'm fortunate, am I not? You are friends of Mario's?
Yes, friends. Sailor, I can't do it. You tell her.
Thanks loads. Senora Celestine, your husband...
What?
He...
What is it of my husband? What is it?
He's dead. Okay, Sailor. How long can you take to tell a woman her husband's dead?
He said he was going to the waterfront to write me a verse. A little verse. Who are you? Are you of the police?
We're Mario's friends. We want to find his murderer.
It will not bring him back.
Mario was telling us something before he died. About a revolution, about guns.
Mario was to me a man who loved me, who wrote little verses for me. Of this other Mario that you speak, I know nothing.
Who would?
Senor Etienne Parada, maybe? Senor Etienne spoke often with Mario, late into the night, while I slept. I would bring them food, and then leave them to talk among men.
Where would we find Senor Etienne?
He has a villa at 17 Avenida Cuarteles. I think there is nothing more for us to say to each other. Adios, friends of Mario.
Come right in, senor, senorita.
Is your name Etienne?
No, senor. I am the butler.
Where's Etienne?
In the auditorium with the rest of the guests. There is a concert. This way. In here. I will leave you. Adios.
Hey, some concert.
That girl, the way she's dancing, Slade. She's wonderful.
Yeah, real authentic.
Am I being rude?
Yes, you are. Can't you see that girl's trying to express herself?
I am your host. My name is Etienne. This way, please.
Yeah, sure.
Celestine called. She told me to expect you.
Did she tell you about her husband?
About Mario? Yes. Did you two kill him?
How's your record, Etienne?
Not flawless, senor. In here, por favor, this room. Pepe.
Hey, what is this? Who is this guy?
These are the ones, Pepe. The man and woman we have been waiting for. Now, senor, you will tell us. Why have you come to Etienne?
Because I don't like my hotel to be loused up with dead bodies. First a girl was killed, then a poet. Would you know why?
Yes, I would know why.
Who are you, Etienne? Why should you know so much?
It does not embarrass me to say that I am a patriot. You see, Bibi and Mario were revolutionary. They were killed by our enemies.
This we know.
They were killed to prevent them from taking guns across the Caribbean to our islands. The guns they thought were on your boat. We shall proceed without Bibi and Mario.
The man is talking like he's got the guns anyhow, Slate.
See, we have them. They came on another boat, not yours.
Well, use them in good health. Let's go, sailor.
Wait, senor.
I knew it. Peek over your shoulder, Slate.
I just did. Question, what's the caliber of the gun Pepe has in his hand, a 32 or a 38?
Looks like a 32.
It's a 38. You will help us, then.
Help you do what?
We have the guns, you have a boat. It's necessary to have both to get the guns to my island. Besides, I prefer not to have you roaming the streets of Havana until we have disposed of the weapons.
Who wants to roam the streets?
Me, Daddy.
Por favor, senor, move quickly. There is a great need to hurry. You admire the view, senor, eh? This cliff that screams down into the sea, or perhaps senor is afraid of such height. But the view is magnificent, no?
The guns are nice, too.
You have exquisite taste, senor. In guns, in boats, and
In me?
Precisely, senorita.
See how wrong you can be, Slate? The man said that you had...
Get off it, Andy Etienne. What do we play now?
Oh, no play, senor, I assure you. Hard work. Pepe is below in your boat waiting for the guns. You will see that he gets them. Then you will take us to our destination on your exquisite boat.
You mean I lug them all the way from this cliff down to the boat?
Not quite so hard, senor. You see, we are prepared. A cargo net, winch. You place the guns in the net, then lower them to Pepe. Quick, simple.
Like pie. It'll be like pie, won't it, Slate? I'll help.
No, senorita, no. You will simply stand there, because you will inspire the senor to magnificent effort. You may begin, senor.
So what happens when we're through here?
You will be killed.
Ask a silly question.
Oh, but it's so easy for you. You have but to die. Me, I have to commit a murder.
My heart bleeds for you.
Thank you, senorita. That's enough, senor, for one load. Lower the winch.
Aquí, Juan. Aquí.
See, Celestine.
Celestine!
We're glad you're happy, Celestine.
Yeah, we're glad. Thanks for saving our lives. It was messy, but thanks.
My heart is filled with kindness for you both.
We'll drink to your heart filled with kindness in Havana. Tell your boy to take that gun away and we'll go.
You were so kind to come and tell me of my husband's death. I want to do something gracious for you.
In Shannon's place. Do something gracious for us in Shannon's place.
I will not permit one to kill you. You will die as suicides.
I wouldn't have it any other way. Tell us about killing people, Celestine. Were you born that way, or did it come on you all of a sudden?
They tried to make a revolution. You were foolish enough to stumble into it. It is a pity you stumbled into the wrong side.
You and Juan here are the right ones.
You are all alike. Poets, revolutionaries, adventurers. All with the intellect of trained fleas. Bibi, Mario, Etienne, Pepe. Oh, yes. Pepe is dead also. Juan took care of it.
Bibi was your sister. And Mario...
They were fools. They are happier dead. Now walk. To the edge of the cliff. Walk.
You happy now, sailor? You real happy?
What?
You came to Havana. You got what you came for, huh? Excitement, romance, a tropic moon, people killed.
You gone crazy. What are you talking about?
What you wanted, isn't it, sailor? That's why you came to me, because it was empty for a girl like you back there from wherever you came from. Real empty.
Why you...
Don't slap me, sailor. I'll break you in two.
No one. No, do not put your hands on him. Leave them alone. Just keep the gun in his back. They will kill each other.
Sailor, watch it.
You watch it. He's got a gun in your back.
Have a gun in my back.
One! Careful, one! Careful!
The gun.
Get it, sailor. Pick it up. Now you, Celestine.
You let me go. Let me
Don't
go.
struggle, Celestine. Relax. Enjoy yourself. I'm a tender guy. I'm taking you back to Havana.
Fool! Take your hands off me. Let me go.
Celestine. I'm holding you real tight till the Havana police take you away from me.
You hold her that tight, she's not going to be in any condition for the police. So what about Juan?
Got a gun in your hand, haven't you, sailor?
Oh, sure. Sorry. I forgot for a moment.
Oh, get with it, sailor. Keep that gun pointed at Juan till we get back to Havana.
Then what?
And Shannon's place. Better back there. I want you with me.
How do you like it, Slate?
Like what?
Dancing with me.
Oh, it's all right.
I'm wearing a dress now.
Yeah, I noticed.
And my hair. You like it this way? You like my hair this way, Slate?
Let's get out of here.
I like it here.
Come on, let's go.
Go ahead. I'll find somebody who likes to dance.
I said come on.
Why?
Well, there's a breeze outside.
What's a breeze got to do with it?
I want to see what it does to your hair.
And so our two stars, Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall, have brought to a close our latest bold venture story. Special music was composed and conducted by David Rose. May we invite you to listen again next week at this time for another exciting adventure starring Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall together in Bold Venture.
From Hollywood, California, the Columbia Broadcasting System presents Hopalong Cassidy, great Western character created by Clarence E. Mulford and brought to the screen for Paramount release by Harry Sherman. This is another new CBS program plainly marked for future reference.
See that rolling cowboy riding down that lonesome trail. Twilight shadows swaying to the tune of his lonesome wail. Well, he's riding home.
A roving cowboy, like a knight riding out of the west, a lone figure gallops through the prairies and mountains of the land he loves, lending a hand to those who need him, solving problems in his own way. The greatest of all cowboys, in fact or fancy, the foreman of the famous Bar 20 Ranch. Here he comes, Hopalong Cassidy.
Look out there.
Hello, Hoppy. What's up?
Rustlers and Eagle Pass.
Hopalong Cassidy. Everywhere in the West, that name is feared by lawbreakers.
Hurry up, you birds. Change them brands and let's get this herd moving.
Boss, who's that coming?
Holy smoke. Get moving. Every man for himself. That's Hopalong Cassidy.
More than one outlaw has gone gunning for Hopalong Cassidy.
Well, Cassidy, it looks like I've got you where I want you at last. Careful, Benson. Don't go for that gun.
Ooh, hike through the yard. He ought to know better than to try and outdraw Hopalong Cassidy.
Wherever folks are in trouble, Hopalong Cassidy is the man to fix it.
You're a going.
Oh, no, you don't, sister. Come here.
All right, reach
Hi.
Hopalong Cassidy.
Roll, roll, roll onto an unseen goal, swinging along to the song of the pioneers. We'll ride, ride, ride over the big divide, swinging along to the song of the pioneers.
The whole West is Hopalong Cassidy's range. But Hoppy and his pals are happiest when they're at home on the Bar 20, the famous Buck Peters Ranch in Arizona, where Hoppy is foreman, and where the top hands in the West gather in the bunkhouse at the end of the day. It's Johnny, Hopalong's protege, who is speaking.
Hoppy, I found a break in the drift fence down on that west pasture.
That's so? I'll send one of the boys down tomorrow.
Okay.
Right now, I'd like to hear some music. How about a song, boys?
Sure, Hoppy. Skinny's guitar just got here. Dick brought it up from town with the mail.
Sure is pretty, too, Hoppy. Listen.
Farewell, old range, my work is through. There's a roundup in the sky. I give my pony back to you. There's a roundup in the sky. I'm gonna burn my brand on the silvery hide of a shooting star and take a ride to a land beyond the great divide, to the roundup in the sky. Get along, Doggy, up the trail, hightail. Get along, Doggy, there's a roundup in the sky.
Hoppy, here comes Buck. I wonder what he wants.
Don't know. Guess I'll go outside and see.
Hello, Hoppy. Boys sound pretty happy tonight.
Yes, Buck. The roundup's over. They're celebrating.
That's fine. Good for 'em. Hoppy, I got a little job for you. Red Connors can run the place for a while.
Sure he can. What's up?
You remember Judge Marlin from down Twin Forks way?
Why, sure. Went up into Utah for his wife's health.
That's right. Well, I had a letter from him today. His wife passed on. The judge ain't as young as he used to be. Said in his letter that he's having trouble.
That's too bad.
My hunch is that the judge is having plenty of trouble, Hoppy. I thought it might be a good idea if you'd kind of drift up that way.
Might be. You mind if I take Johnny and California along?
Take anybody you want.
Good.
And by the way, let's just say that it's a cattle buying trip.
Good idea.
And give my best to the judge.
I'll do that. Mighty nice of you to put us up in your own home, Judge.
Well, I'd have sure felt put out if you'd gone anywhere else, Hoppy.
Dad has told me so much about you, Mr. Cassidy. We've been hoping for a long time you might visit us.
We'd been hoping, too, if we'd known about your good cooking, Miss Myra.
Or if we'd have known the judge had such a pretty daughter.
There he goes again, Hoppy.
Yeah.
Oh, go on, California.
Oh, hello, Bart.
Well, visitors.
Bart, this is Hopalong Cassidy and two of his boys from the Bar 20, Johnny Nelson and California. My nephew, Bart Collins.
How do you do?
Hi, Bart.
Sorry I couldn't get back for dinner. Ed Crandall looking over the spread again. He sure is itching to buy it.
You selling your ranch, Judge?
Well, I don't want to, Hoppy, but it looks like I might have to.
We've been losing too many cattle lately.
I had a fine big herd at one time, Hoppy. But somebody's been running them off a few at a time and getting to the point where we don't know what to do.
Well, have you done anything about it, Judge?
All that we can. But every time we trail a herd, we wind up in the same place. They leave a plain trail over to Silver Creek. Then they just disappear.
Oh, I've tried everything. I tell you, whoever's taking these cattle is plenty smart.
Hoppy, it's got me licked. I'm afraid I'm going to have to take Crandall's offer. And me with the best water rights in the country.
But, Dad, I don't trust Crandall.
Now, look, Myra, I don't trust Crandall either. He's a bad actor, but still he's offering you and Uncle Dan a chance to get some money out of the place if he can't make a go of it.
Some money is right. Just about enough to pay what we owe on the place and leave us with nothing.
There's no use being bitter about it, Myra. That's the chance every cattleman takes. But I hate the idea of selling to Crandall.
We all feel the same way about Crandall and his way of doing business. Every honest man in the country hates the name of Clark Crandall.
Clark Crandall, eh?
I wonder if he's the same one we know, Hoppy.
Yep. Same one we ran out of Twin Forks, Johnny.
Oh.
I knew he was here. Judge, knowing Crandall as I do, I'd like to have you hold up the sale until I get a chance to look things over.
Now, wait a minute, Cassidy. We don't want to spoil the only offer we've got for the place.
I think Mr. Cassidy's right, Bart. If Crandall's so anxious to buy, he'll wait a few days more.
Well, it's up to you and Uncle Dan, Myra. I want to do what's best for you.
Hoppy, you've always been a good troubleshooter in cases like this. Will you help us out?
I'll be glad to, Judge. The boys and I will follow the trail of those missing herds first thing in the morning.
That's fine.
Maybe we can find something that's been overlooked before. You want to come with us, boss?
Huh? Oh, yes. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm going to be pretty busy with Crandall coming up and everything, but I'm sure I can find time to ride with you.
Oh, by the way, Bart, I put Mr. Cassidy in California in your room. You sleep downstairs tonight.
That's all right with me. I could sleep anywhere. But I'll be getting to bed. Turning in, Cassidy?
Yeah, I think I will. I did a lot of riding today. Come on, California.
Johnny, you can share my room with me. You ready to turn in?
No, I'm not sleepy, Judge. I think I'll just sit here for a while with Myra.
Oh.
Shall I get out the family album?
Don't bother. Johnny's just interested in looking at one member of the
Go
family.
on, get out of here.
Come on, California.
Good night, Hoppy. Your room's right up the stairs.
Thanks, Judge. Good night. Well, see you in the morning, Bart.
Oh, wait a minute, Cassidy. I didn't want to say anything in front of Myra and the judge. But Clark Crandall's gunning for you. He knows you're here.
He's been gunning for me for a long time.
I know. But he means business. Take my tip and be on your guard every minute, as long as you're here.
Well, thanks, Bart. Good night. Come on, California.
Good night.
Hey, that Bart's a pretty nice feller, Hoppy.
Yeah.
We never should have let Crandall out of Twin Forks, though.
Yeah. Bad penny always turns up again somewhere.
Yeah, here we are. You got a match, Hoppy?
No, wait a minute. Stand over there.
What for?
Where's the lamp here?
I can't see a thing. Oh, here it is.
Put it on the table there. Now get over by the wall.
What's this all about, Hoppy?
Stay out of sight now, California. Let's see what happens. Yeah, now there's a light. Anybody's watching, they can see what's going on in here.
Well, who'd be a watcher?
Put out that light. That's just what I thought. Come on, California. Get Johnny and the horses. We're going to trail that bushwhacker. Hold on, boys. Slow down, boys. Ride into town easy.
Sure, just like we're moseying along and coming in to see the sights.
Shucks, Hoppy. I hear this is a tough town. Don't look like it to me.
Was you ever in a tough town, California?
Was I? Why, I was in Tombstone when it was booming. Now, there was a tough town. I saw 4 shooting there just while I was tying up my horse. Had to blast a couple of hombres myself. They come up to me spoiling for a fight. And I says to him...
California's dreaming again, Hoppy. What are we going to do with him?
Just let him keep on bragging about how tough he is, Johnny. Someday somebody will make him prove it.
I'd like to see him try it. Why, just... Hey, Injuns! Run for your lives!
Whoa, hold on, California. That's just a shooting gallery, California.
Fine thing. Shooting gallery in a tough town like this.
He's tough. Did you see him start running, Hoppy? Step right up and hit the bullseye.
Why, I remember down in Tombstone.
Oh, shut up.
Never mind, old-timer. Let's tie our horses here.
Paradise Saloon, huh? Shore's lit up.
Looks like the hottest spot in town.
Yeah. I reckon the trail leads right in there, boys. Remember now, California, not too many drinks.
Why, Hoppy, you know you never let me have nothing but sarsaparilla.
What'll it be for you, gentlemen?
Oh, I'll have
sarsaparilla all around.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a very refreshing drink, California. Let's sit down here at this table and listen to the music.
In the gloaming, oh, my darling, when the lights are dim and low, and the quiet shadows
Say, that was like pretty.
Yeah, but we're here on business.
Hoppy, look who's coming over. It's Crandall.
He's our business.
Well, just like old times. Welcome to Stony Creek, Cassidy.
I heard how well you were doing here, Crandall. Thought I'd drop in and see you.
Yeah, I sure appreciate that. But I guess you'll be moving on in the morning, won't you?
Maybe.
I know how it is on these cattle buying trips. You have to keep moving.
Sometimes.
There's a lot of fine stock up in Grass Valley.
A lot of fine cattle here, too. Or there was. Till the rustlers moved in.
Yeah. Too bad, ain't it?
I think it is.
You aiming to do something about it?
Maybe.
Hoppy, we're collecting a crowd.
Sit tight, Johnny.
Cassidy, you're off your range, ain't you?
I've always made a habit of riding where I wanted to, Crandall.
Things are different here than they were in Twin Forks. This time I'm in the saddle. And I'm warning you to keep your hands off.
Sorry, Crandall. I'm not taking your advice. If you got any more to say, you can find me at Judge Marlin's ranch. Come on, boys.
Get him, men.
Get Cassidy first.
No, you don't.
California, the light.
Hey, I can't see him.
Look out, Hoppy. Outside, you guys.
Watch the door, Hoppy.
Oh, let him go. Yeah. Looks like we got the place to ourselves, Hoppy.
I don't think we want it. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's go outside. Say, what you limping for, California?
Who's limping?
You are.
Oh, it ain't nothing. One of them varmints kicked me in the shins. I bet he's sorry, though.
Wait a minute. Who's this coming?
You all right, Cassidy?
It's Bart.
Sure, we're all right. Why?
Well, you got away from the house in an awful hurry. I heard the shot, and by the time I got out of the house, you fellas were riding away.
Yeah, we trailed a bushwhacker into town.
Did you find him?
I don't know. But we had a talk with Crandall.
Yeah, and we had a lot of fun, too.
We cleaned out the Paradise Saloon. Why, you ought to have seen me. 8 men jumping
You're lucky,
around.
Cassidy. That Crandall's a dangerous man. Frankly, he's got me worried.
Maybe we can worry him some after we look over the ranch in the morning.
Thousand head of my cattle have been driven up this stream, Hoppy.
The rustlers always bring them this way?
Yep. When they get a little farther up, they just disappear. Right at Shoshone Falls. Bart's trailed them time after time.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of it. Cattle can't just fly away.
Well, they walked this far. Plenty of signs of them along the banks here.
There's the waterfall right up ahead.
Say, right pretty spot. Isn't that romantic, Miss Myra? You coming, California?
Yep. What's the idea of riding in the middle of the creek?
Because Hoppy says so. Come on.
All right, let's ride up on the bank here. Come on, boy. Up. Come on, boy. Take it ahead. Come on, boy. Up. Attaboy.
So this is where the trail ends, right by the waterfall.
Yep. Ends right here, Hoppy, right here with no place to go.
We've scouted both ways from here for miles and not a sign of a trail.
Well, I'd say there's only one answer to that.
What do you mean, Hoppy?
Cattle don't climb the cliffs, and they don't stay here, so the only place for them to go is right through that waterfall.
Where does that fit him?
On the other side of the waterfall. Tie your horses. Let's go on in. Cut some torches from that dead tree, boys.
How do you aim to get through, Cassidy? That water will pound you to pieces.
It doesn't pound the cattle to pieces, Bart. Besides, there's a little ledge that leads in there from the side.
Oh?
Hoppy, you ain't aiming to walk under that water, are you?
No. We're going to climb along that ledge there and go in right behind it.
It doesn't look very safe to me, Cassidy.
We can get through, all right. Judge, I'll lead the way. You stay close to me.
All right. I'll help Myra.
You go ahead, California. I'll bring up the rear.
Watch the step now.
Take my hand now, Myra.
Wait, Hoppy. Bart fell.
Come on, let's give him a hand. Reach
down
there, Johnny. Get hold of him.
Easy now.
Hold him
my leg.
Easy. Lay him down.
I landed right on a rock.
Hey, let me see it, Bart.
No. No, don't worry about me. You go ahead. I'll be all right till you get back.
Are you sure you're all right?
Sure. Just help me up the bank, will you?
Yeah, come on.
All right. We got him, Hoppy.
You all go on with Cassidy. We've got to find out what's behind those falls.
Too bad you can't go with us, Bar. Well, come on, folks. Let's see where those cattle have been going.
Take my hand now, Myra. You'll learn now.
Right this way.
Hold on to me. I don't want to slip.
I will.
Watch out for that water now.
Oh, it's cold.
Too much water for me.
Now, over that rock.
I'll be doggone. We're in.
I didn't think we'd make it.
Well, there's the answer to your disappearing cattle, Judge.
Looks like you hit it right on the head, Hoppy.
Will you look at that? A regular cave back in here.
Come on, let's get back to those falls, huh?
Sure is big in here.
I got soap coming through there, but it's worth it.
Where do we go from here, Hoppy? The cave just cut us off in all them tunnels.
Well, that's easy, California. There's the trail the cattle left, leading right up that creek.
Where do you suppose all that water comes from, Hoppy? It's way below the river that makes those falls.
We'll soon find out. This stream comes from the place we're going to. Well, Judge, you satisfied? Those are your brands.
That's right, Hoppy. Every head of cattle that's been stolen from me is right here. And a lot of others, too.
What a setup. With those cliffs on all sides, nobody can get into this canyon or out of it without going through the cave.
And there's plenty of feed and water. That's the creek that flows through the cave.
Well, if I ever take up rustling, I'm going to find me a place just like this.
Yeah, sure is ideal for that. But we'd better be getting out again. We've been here for a long time, and Bart's waiting for us outside.
Oh, I forgot all about Bart.
Well, don't worry too much. I don't think he was hurt very bad.
Hoppy, I wonder if there could be another trail out of this canyon.
If there is, Judge, we haven't got time to look for it. We'll go back the way we came. Are we all ready?
Let's go.
Yeah, we're ready.
Take my arm, Myra.
And I'll hold on to you with one hand, Johnny, and on to Hoppy with the other.
Hey, blow! Somebody shooting from that cliff. You'll never hit him with a Colt at that range, Johnny. Everybody into the cave. Come on. Hug the wall.
You okay, Judge?
Well, we're safe from that fella.
Yeah, here's a bum shot anyhow. I remember
Come on. We gotta hurry.
What's up, Hoppy?
That must have been one of Crandall's men. Now that we found their hideout, there's no time to lose.
I don't understand.
This is our only way out. We'd better get out before they get round by that waterfall.
We go this way, down this tunnel.
No, we don't. We follow the stream this way.
Well, here's where we left the torches.
Get them lighted again.
All right.
We got a long way to go before we get to that waterfall.
Pretty near there, Miss Myra.
I hope we're in time.
Don't you worry, Myra. Well, we've been in worse places than this with Hoppy, and we've always come out.
Reminds me of the time when I was trapped in a mine down in Arizona.
But we're not trapped, California.
Well, neither was I. I got out all right. In fact, a rabbit dug me out.
California's blowing another soap bubble, Hoppy.
California, you're just making that up.
No, I'm not. 3 days I was in there.
Oh.
And then I see this rabbit coming digging down through the ceiling. Kind of winks at me, and we start digging together. And the first thing you know, we're out on top. Oh, I sure was grateful to that rabbit. I kept him for a pet, fed him on carrots. He grew so big and tough on him, he just chased coyotes right off the ranch.
California? I don't believe that.
What's the difference, Johnny? At least his yarns cheer us up.
There's the entrance, way up ahead.
Yeah, that's right.
Wait, Hoppy. Isn't that a man crouching down?
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Oh, it must be Bart. Hey, Bart!
Quiet. That's funny. He ran. Let's get up there.
Oh, something's gone wrong here. Get back, all of you.
He left something behind
You
him.
bet he did. Look out!
Water's piling up awful fast, Hoppy.
Sure it is. With the entrance blocked by that blast and that stream pouring in from the canyon.
You think we can make it back to the canyon?
Not a chance. That low place in the tunnel's plumb full of water by now.
Oh.
Steady, Myra.
This is mighty serious, Hoppy. What do we do?
Well, there may still be a way out, Judge, if we work fast.
How?
Something you said a while back gave me an idea. What did you say the name of these falls was?
Shoshone Falls. Why?
That's a Shoshone Indian name, isn't it?
I guess so. There's lots of Shoshones in these parts.
Shoshone. They must have meant that it was near the falls somewhere.
What do you mean, Hoppy?
Never mind. Let's get going.
But which way?
That's easy. See the smoke from these torches?
Yeah?
The air that's coming from the canyon can't get out down at the falls. But it's getting out some way, because that smoke's moving, and we're moving with it.
Well, here's where your smoke goes, Hoppy.
Nothing but a pile of broken rock clear to the ceiling.
We'll never get out of here.
Easy, Myra.
Come on, Johnny, California. We're going to clear this rock out by hand. Now, start right at the top.
All right. I got one here.
If I ever get out of here, I'll never go through another waterfall. I never get like water anyway.
Here, help me with this big one, will you?
Okay, right.
Here we go.
All right, I got it. Look out down there, look out.
Well, what do you know? Look through that hole.
Kind of had a hunch that's what we'd find.
Steps. Hundreds of them. Cut right in the rock and going up to fresh air. Yippee! Let me at him.
There's the Shoshoki.
Hoppy, did you know we'd find this?
Well, I wasn't sure. But in the Shoshone language, the word Shoshoki means long steps. Where's Crandall's office?
Upstairs, but you can't go up. He's busy.
But we're going up. Come on, Judge.
But, Hoppy, I don't understand.
I'm sorry, Judge. I'll show you something when we get upstairs. Johnny, California, you stay there and see that we're not disturbed.
Right, Hoppy. Okay, Hoppy.
Quiet now, Judge. I can hear him talking.
You listen to me, Bart. I made a deal with you to run off the judge's cattle so I could buy the ranch.
My deal with you is washed up, Crandall.
Oh, no, it isn't. I still want that ranch.
You might have had a chance of getting it, Crandall, if you finished Cassidy when you had your chance last night.
You missed the chance first. You had a shot at him yourself last night through the window.
But I got him today up there in the cave. And I got everything else I needed, too. With the judge and Myra out of the way, the ranch belongs to me, and I don't need my deal with you. The ranch and cattle are legally mine now.
Look here, youngster. I don't care what you did to your family and Cassidy's outfit, but I do know that nobody's running out on Clark Crandall. And my men are here to back...
Why, you! Drop those guns. Cassidy! Damn it!
Clark's going out the window. Stop him!
Drop him.
All right.
Crandall, there's one thing you forgot. No man ever lived who could trade shots with Hopalong Cassidy.
Hand me those saddlebags, Johnny.
All right.
Well, Hoppy, I'm sure sorry to see you boys go. You helped us plenty.
We're sorry to go, too, Judge. Especially Johnny. Look at him over there with Myra.
Myra, are you sure you wouldn't like to live in Arizona?
Sorry, Johnny, but I like it here.
Well, Hoppy says Arizona's the greatest place in the country.
If Hoppy would tell me that himself, it might be different.
Oh, I see.
Come on, Johnny. Let's be riding.
Okay, Hoppy. Goodbye, Myra.
Goodbye, Johnny.
Well, Johnny, California, let's head for Bar 20.
See those rolling cowboys riding down that lonesome trail. Well, they're riding home.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep this under your hat. The secret word tonight is chair. C-H-A-I-R.
Really?
You bet your life. Elgin American, creators of America's most beautiful compact, smartest cigarette cases, finest dresser sets, presents Groucho Marx in the Elgin American show, You Bet Your Life. The comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here's that sterling Elgin American, the one, the only...
Is he back again? Oh, that's me, Groucho Marx. Thank you.
well, here I am again, happy to report we're starting our third season for the same sponsor, Elgin American Compacts. I've saved my money all summer, and tonight we have $1,000 for one of our couples. George Fenneman, who's first to try for us?
Just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected a pair of newlyweds, and here they are, Mr. and Mrs. Roland Carr. Meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, youngsters, to You Bet Your Life. Need to say the secret word at any time we're talking, you'll win $100 in cash. It's a common word, something you'll find around the house. Newlyweds, eh? How newlywed are you, eh?
July 31st.
I was talking to your husband. Roland, does she always answer for you?
No, I don't always.
Gene Carr, don't you ever let him say anything? Where'd you get him, in front of a cigar store?
No.
Chatterbox, that's you, Roland. How old are you?
I'm 31.
And what's your age, Gene?
30.
And where are you from?
Jamestown, North Dakota.
Roland, what's your home place?
New York City.
You live in different towns, eh? Well, when you each go back home, I hope you'll be writing to each other. Eh? What kind of work do you do, Roland?
I work in a bank.
You work in a bank, eh? And judging who's been doing the talking, your wife must be the teller. Just what do you do in the bank?
Well, I'm the operations officer.
You operate in the bank? Have you got your knife with you? No, I've always envied you people who work in banks. You have such a short day. What do you do after 3 o'clock, Roland?
Well, after the bank is closed, when we do our hardest work.
I see, yeah. Is the president of the bank aware of this?
Well, he works after the bank is closed, too.
Oh, you're all in cahoots, eh? Well, that's one way for a young bridegroom to put away a lot of money, work nights in a bank. Gene, how did you meet this old banker here, huh?
I used to work in the same bank.
After hours or during the regular hours? Now, since you're newlyweds, we have some appropriate wedding gifts from our sponsor. George?
For Gene, Elgin American's beautiful dresser set in jeweler's bronze with a look of gold. And isn't that engraved floral design lovely, Gene?
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you very much.
And Roland, we'd like you to have this slim, sleek, sterling silver cigarette case by Elgin American, handsomely engraved.
It's very swell.
Where did you two kids go on your honeymoon?
We went to San Francisco and Lake Tahoe.
Mm-hmm. That's an ideal honeymoon. Which one of you went to Frisco, huh? Now, Gene, how many of your old boyfriends have you seen since you've been married?
I haven't seen a single one.
Just the married ones, eh? Remember that, Roland. You see how easy it is to trap your wife? Huh? Gene, can you honestly say that marriage is as perfect as you'd always dreamed?
Well, no, we have a few little problems.
Small problems? What are their names, eh? Do you plan on having a family, Roland?
Yes, we do.
About, how many?
Oh, about 2.
Well, you know, being a banker, you know you're going to have to consult the other stockholder before you can declare dividends. Now, Gene, do you think Roland will make a good father?
Yes, he will.
Well, why are you so certain?
Children like him, and he's very gentle and understanding with them.
You anything to add to that, Roland? Huh?
No, I can't add anything to that.
Just going to stand there and simper, huh? Now, as a recent Benedict, what are some of the advantages of married life?
Well, it shows a man the right direction in which to go.
You mean she's already told you where to go? Well, you make a charming and a very amiable couple, and I know you'll make wonderful parents. Now, in just 1 minute, you're going to work together for $1,000. Fenneman, you've had a whole summer to practice what you're going to say. Speak your piece.
Young Mrs. Chesser went to her dresser to fix up her hair real pretty. When she got there, the dresser was bare.
What? No Elgin American dresser set?
No, what a pity. But she rushed right down to her favorite store and bought the smartest dresser set they had. What kind was it? Naturally. Elgin American dresser sets are exquisitely designed. Have jewel-like finish, precision craftsmanship throughout. Have nylon bristles, specially ground mirrors. They're the most fashionable decorator touch you could give a bedroom. They look like $1 million, but cost as little as $14.95. And if you're extra thrifty, There's Elgin American's companion line of American Beauty dresser sets that start at only $7.95. Here's the big, impressive gift to thrill anyone. And don't let your dresser, your guest room, go bare another day. Tomorrow, buy these values you'll value for years. Dresser sets by Elgin American.
Now, let's see if you two will get a chance at the $1,000 question. You're going to play You Bet Your Life. Fenneman, bring them up to date on the rules.
Each of our three couples has $20. They bet as much of that 20 as they want on each of 4 questions. The couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the $1,000 question at the end of the program. Our other 2 couples are in a waiting room off stage, so they don't know what's happening out here.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. What question category did you select?
We picked songs.
Songs from recent Broadway musicals? Here's your first question. How much will you bet?
$10.
All right. This song is from South Pacific. Give me the title of it.
Valley High.
Valley High is right.
And they're on their way, Groucho. They have $30.
Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. How much of your $30 will you try now?
We'll bet 20.
Let's see if you can identify this tune from Kiss Me Kate. Play, Jerry.
I'm always true to you, darling.
Always true to you, darling, in my fashion.
They're really on their way. They have $50.
That shows he's a groom. Now, here's your third question. How much of the 50 are you going to risk?
We'll bet 35.
Here's another song from South Pacific. What's the title of it?
Some
Enchanted Evening.
They're really climbing now. They have $85.
You have now climbed the Mount McKinley of $85, and here's your last chance to beat the other couple. How much are you going to try?
We'll bet $70.
$70. Ethel Merman sang this song, and Annie, get your gun. What's the name of it?
There's no business like
No
show
business like show business is right.
And they wind up with a grand total of $155.
Thanks and good luck from Elgin American Compact. Stick around now. You might still get the crack at the big question.
Groucho, our next couple has been in a waiting room off stage. Perhaps they'll say the secret word. It's chair. We invited some wrestlers and some librarians for the show tonight. And just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected librarian Mary Horan and wrestler Terry McGinnis. And here they come. Folks, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, folks, for Elgin American Compacts. And if you say the secret word at any time we're talking, I'll fork over $100 in cash. It's a common word, something you'll find around the house. The wrestler and the librarian, eh? Miss Mary Horan, at which library do you work?
The Central Library, the Los Angeles Public Library.
Mm-hmm. And how's business there? Quiet?
Yes, very quiet.
A little joke I bet you always use when somebody asks you how's business. Eh?
Oh, yes.
How's business?
Very quiet.
Very good. I thought maybe things were humming since you do a volume business. Bone Crusher, Terry McGinnis, huh? Are you married?
Yes, sir.
How'd you meet your wife? Did you go up to her to dance and say, may I have the next half, Nelson?
Groucho, I met her in Australia.
And what were you doing there?
I was there wrestling.
What, kangaroos?
I have wrestled a kangaroo.
Have you? Isn't it difficult to wrestle a kangaroo? How do you talk business before the match, huh?
That we don't do, Groucho.
You're the kangaroo. You can't strike me. I'm sitting down, you know. Besides that, I'm an elderly man and I wear glasses. Librarian, you've been very quiet. Where do you think you are, in the public library? How's business?
Very slow.
Very slow. Well, it's changing. It was a little quiet a while ago. Now, Mary, how did you happen to become a librarian? Did you start out as a bookie? Say, you're a pretty good-looking gal to be working in the library. I never know they had girls like that. Are you married, Mary?
No, I'm not.
No. You're a circulating librarian? What kind of a man are you looking for, Mary?
A nice, quiet, companionable sort of person who's well-read and likes good cultural things and good-looking and about 6 feet.
You don't want a man. You want Dr. Elliott's 6-foot shelf, huh? Wrestler, McGinnis, haven't you got a ring name like Gorgeous Sam or the Blimp or Derriere Dan or something, huh? No. What do they call you in the ring? And remember, we're on the radio.
They call me Irish Terry McGinnis.
They call you Irish Terry McGinnis? What part of Romania do you hail from?
The Irish part.
Now, Miss Horan, let's get back to you. It's much safer. Now, there's a big article about me in the October Radio Mirror magazine. Suppose I breeze down to your library next Sunday afternoon. Would you help me find the magazine?
No, I wouldn't.
Well, that's not very cooperative. Why not?
Well, the public library is not open on Sunday.
Well, I'll be bound. How's business?
Very quiet.
Very quiet. Well, you're holding your own anyhow. Miss Horan, as a librarian, do you like to wrestle?
I never have wrestled.
Well, maybe that's why you're not married, huh? Well, Miss Horan, here's something I know you'll fall in love with instantly. George, tell her about it.
Well, it's a luxurious sterling silver compact by Elgin American. It's hand engraved with a 14-karat gold picture frame border. How do you like it, Miss Horan?
Very beautiful.
And for our wrestler, something his wife will thoroughly appreciate. A sterling silver compact just like it by Elgin American.
I know she'll love it.
Now tell me, Glamorous Gus, how much do you weigh, huh?
240 pounds, 6'2".
All that meat and no vegetables. Except the cauliflower ear. You know, Terry, there's an ugly rumor going around that some professional wrestling matches are fixed. Is there anything to this?
Absolutely not. That's an ugly rumor.
How many ugly rumors have you wrestled in your time? Now let's play You Bet Your Life. If you can beat our other two couples in the quiz, you'll get a crack at the $1,000 question. Fenneman, remind our listeners how much the first couple won.
The newlyweds won $155.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. What question category did you select?
Paper money.
Nicknames for paper money. Here's your first question. How much will you bet?
$5.
$5. How much money is a grand?
$1,000.
$1,000 is right.
They're on their way. They have $25.
Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. Now, how much of your $25 will you try?
10.
10? All right. How much money is a fin?
$5.
$5 is correct.
Now they have $35.
You now have $35, and here's your third question. How much of the 35 will you attempt?
10.
10.
Let's spend a little more. Let's spend 25.
All right, 25. All right with you, Mary. How much money is the sawbuck?
$10.
$10 is correct.
They're on their way. They have $60.
All right, you've got $60. Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the 60 are you going to risk?
$50.
$50. Is that all right with you, Mary? All right. How much money is a case note?
How much money is a what?
A case note. C-A-S-E.
$50.
No, it's $100.
No, I'm sorry. It's $1.
They wind up with $10.
Thanks and good luck from Elgin American Compacts. Now, in just 1 minute, our last couple will play You Bet Your Life, and then we know it gets a $1,000 question. Fenneman, now it's your turn.
All right, Groucho. Listen. Those are waves caressing the shores of Majorca, the most romantic island in the Mediterranean. Here on Majorca, after searching the corners of the world, Elgin American has found the most perfect pearls ever created by man. Pearls worthy of the Elgin American name. Now, these pearls can be yours. Rich, lustrous, glowing with a deep-sea beauty all their own. Elgin American pearls are perfectly matched, superbly styled, with glamorous, luxurious clasps, and fashioned into wonderful single, double, and triple strand necklaces, as well as ropes, chokers, and graceful earrings. Presented in their beautiful jewel and gift boxes, Elgin American pearls are truly the most magnificent gift you can give or receive. Yet, prices start at just $2. The finest simulated pearls at any price. Buy them tomorrow. Treasure their opalescent beauty forever. Wear them proudly. For these are Elgin American pearls.
Now then, we'll soon know who's going to earn the most money and get the chance at the $1,000 question. George, who's leading so far?
Well, the newlyweds are leading with $155. And here's our final couple. They've been in a waiting room off stage, so they don't know the secret word is chair. Our studio audience selected a druggist and a housewife to be next. And here they come. Mrs. Margaret Harvey and Mr. Quentin Snavely. Meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, folks. Welcome for Elgin American Compacts. If you say the secret word at any time we're talking, I'll hand over $100 in cash. It's a common word, something you'll find around the house. A druggist and a housewife, eh? Mr. Quentin Snavely?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. You're the druggist, I presume.
That's right, sir.
Where are you from, Doc?
Santa Monica.
Mrs. Margaret Harvey. What's your hometown?
Philadelphia.
Quentin, are you married?
Yes, I am.
My wife first became interested in me in a drugstore. She fell in love with my picture on a bottle of iodine. Now, aspirin tablet, as a druggist, just what do you do?
What do I do with an aspirin tablet?
No, what? Well, there are only so many things you can do with an aspirin tablet. I say, as a druggist, just what do you do?
I fill prescriptions.
Don't you sell anything besides drugs in your drugstore?
Oh, yes, we sell football tickets and,
That's a nice combination. Aspirin and football tickets,
and, hot
Imagine a fella has arthritis and comes in and gets a football ticket, huh? What does your husband do, Mrs. Harvey?
He fills crates in a warehouse.
Fills crates in a warehouse? Fills them with what?
Well, anything they have there to fill them with.
Well, that seems like a pretty simple job. Just grab anything around there and throw it in a box. I don't think we're quite clear on this. After he fills these crates with this debris, what happens to these crates?
Well, they ship them out.
How did you meet him? Was he throwing you in one of the crates?
I met him in a cemetery.
You met him in a cemetery?
Yes.
He just went from one box to another. Well, tell me, Mrs. Harvey, was he alive when you met him?
Very much so.
What was this ghoul doing out there in the cemetery?
Well, he was a grave digger.
He sounds like a lot of fun, this kid. What were you doing in the cemetery, Mrs. Harvey? Huh?
Well, I always made a shortcut through the cemetery.
You made a shortcut and ran into him?
I had a hobby of reading epitaphs.
You had a hobby of reading epitaphs?
Yes.
I mean, in the evening by the fire, you mean?
From work, I used to cut through there and I read the epitaphs.
I see.
Yes.
And? Was his name on one of them? Well, that's a nifty way to start a romance. So, what was he doing?
Well, when I was reading on the epitaph, I saw the picture of this man, and he was a gruesome-looking fella, and I said, gee, you're ugly. And as that, somebody said, so are you. And when I came to, there were 3 grave diggers standing around me.
Are you sure you weren't watching Hamlet?
These grave diggers were explaining what had happened.
I see.
They
And you
said-
knocked him dead, huh?
Now, this one grave digger was in the grave eating his lunch. When he...
That's what they call a box lunch. I'm going to lock my door tonight when I get home. So, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm not being rude. I'm just trying to find out more.
When I did wake up, I was sitting in one of those chairs, you know, they have in the cemetery.
Mrs. Harvey, you said chair, and that's the secret word, and that means you win $100 right now, and there it is. Congratulations. Now, where were we when the chair broke, huh?
Well, he said he felt very sorry for what he had said to me.
And then he threw a wreath on you, I suppose? Doc, tell me, how much does your average prescription cost?
They start from 50 cents up, but the average prescription is about $2.
Mm-hmm. And how much do the ingredients cost you?
Trade secrets. 20 cents up.
What do you mean up? Up to 22? And you mean you have the nerve to charge $2 for something that only costs you 20 cents?
Well, we have our overhead to figure in, our rent, and the knowledge and experience in filling those prescriptions.
No, that's a pretty big pill to swallow. You know, I've often wondered how important is the soda fountain to a drugstore. Does it bring in much business?
Well, it brings in the trade, and they buy other things in the store.
Well, that sounds logical, I guess. You have a pumpernickel sandwich on liverwurst, and a banana split, they stagger over to the drug department and buy enough bicarbonate to cover the whole rent, I suppose. Well, I've got a prescription for both of you. Take now these gifts from our sponsor.
Mrs. Harvey, pearls for you. Elgin American's beautiful pearls. They're the finest pearls made by man, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy them.
They're beautiful.
And druggist Snavely, the perfect gift for your wife. Elgin American's exclusive heart-shaped compact that's definitely different. It's jeweler's bronze that looks like gold.
That's the best seller in our store, really.
Ha ha, there's a man.
Tell me, do you ever have emergencies in your drugstore other than your wife coming in and catching you shaking up a blonde for a bromo? I mean, shaking up a bromo for a blonde? Let's forget the whole thing, huh? Mrs. Harvey, what kind of first aid equipment do you keep around the house?
Oh, I have iodine, corn plasters, bunion plasters.
You have a lot of foot trouble, I take it, huh? That's from hot putting it through that cemetery. What else? Just iodine, corn plasters, foot plasters,
Well,
no arch supports?
I have headache powders.
Headache powder.
Yes.
I'd like to meet that husband of yours sometime. Are there any items missing from that list that she should have in her home, Mr. Snavely?
Well, she didn't mention a tourniquet, and everyone should have one.
Tourniquet, huh? You mean like a tennis tourniquet? What's a tourniquet, huh?
Well, a tourniquet is a apparatus that you put around the arm. Flow of blood.
It stops the blood? Is that good? I'm trying to get mine started, and he's stopping it. What is that for? A snake bite?
That's right.
What does it cost?
It costs $4.95.
Just for a tourniquet?
No, that's part of a snake bite kit. That's the whole kit.
The whole kit? How old is the kid, huh? Now, Doc, suppose Mrs. Harvey came into your drugstore and told you she just had an argument with her husband, and she wanted to buy 100 sleeping pills and a pound of arsenic. What would you do, huh?
I'd be suspicious.
You're a pretty shrewd cookie, Doc. But tell me, would you sell it to her?
Not without a prescription.
I see. You have no objection to her knocking off her husband as long as she has a prescription. Well, you're a very interesting couple, and, Doc, I've been ribbing you druggists, but I didn't mean it, really. The druggist on the corner is an American institution. He's been keeping me hopping for years. Now, Mrs. Harvey and Doc, you're going to play your bet your life the Elgin American game for $1,000. If you run your $20 into more than the other couples, you get the chance at the big question later. I can't tell you how much they won, but George is off stage to remind our listeners.
The newlyweds are still ahead with $155.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. What question category did you select?
Nursery rhymes.
Nursery rhymes. Yes. Well, you ought to be good at that after those obituaries and epitaphs. Now, here's your first question. How much will it be? How much are you going to bet?
$10.
$10? All right. How many bags of wool did the black sheep have? Take a guess.
3.
3 is right. You got right in under the bet.
Well, they're on their way with $30.
You sneaked in under the wire that time. Now, remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. How much of your $30 will you try?
We'll try,
$20.
$20.
What was the name of the kid that ran around town in his nightshirt, rapping at windows to see if all the other kiddies were in bed? Take a guess. The bell is tolled. I'm sorry. It was Wee Willie Winky.
They now have $10.
That is a pretty tough one. Now, here's your third question. You have $10 left. How much are you going to try now?
We'll bet 5.
What was Miss Muffet eating when the spider frightened her? What was she?
Curds and whey.
Curds and whey is right, huh?
Well, they're on their way again. They have $15.
Here's your last chance to beat the other couple. How much of the 15 are you going to try?
10. All right, 10.
What skinny guy could eat no fat?
Jack Sprat.
Jack Sprat could eat no fat.
And they wind up with a grand total of $25. And that means the newlyweds with $155 get the chance at the $1,000 question. The name Elgin American means the very finest quality, designing, finish, and craftsmanship. The best value in exquisite compacts, gorgeous simulated pearls, magnificent dresser sets, magic action lighters, wondrous lighter cases, distinguished cigarette cases, handsome military sets, fascinating musical humidors. Your favorite store has a complete assortment of the newest Elgin American styles right now. See them. And for your own proud use, for thrilling prestige gifts, always buy Elgin American. And here's the winning couple, Groucho, the newlyweds.
Well, back again to try for $1,000, eh? Good luck. I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you, so talk it over thoroughly, and no help in the audience, please. Think of your map now. Which of the 48 states extends the closest to the North Pole? Which state of the 48? What answer have you two decided upon?
Wisconsin.
No, I'm sorry. The correct answer is the Lake of the Woods projection in Minnesota is the northernmost point in the United States. So that means the big question next week will be worth $1,500.
But for beating the other couples, Groucho, they receive the new amazing Apollo 16mm movie projector to show Hollywood sound movies and moving pictures you take yourself.
And in addition, you receive those lovely gifts from Elgin American, and you won $155 in cash. That makes it a very profitable evening all around. Congratulations, and thanks to both of you.
The Elgin American Show, You Bet Your Life, is a John Goodell production. Transcribed from Hollywood, directed by Bob Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jerry Fielding. Remember, next week's big question pays $1,500. Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at this time for You Bet Your Life, starring Groucho Marx. Presented by the creators of America's most beautiful compacts, smartest cigarette cases, and finest dresser sets, Elgin American.
Good night, folks. Have you looked at your compact lately?
Auto Wax present A Shining Half Hour with Rico Marcelli's orchestra, Kathleen Wells, Ronnie and Van, and starring those nutty nomads, those two traveling, truth-tripping troubadours, Fibber, McGee, and Molly. Marcelli opens the show with a musical weather report in March winds and April showers, with our Russian rhythm boys, Dustoff and Brightsky, singing the chorus.
an outdoor paradise for two. With lips like mine, in a thrill divine. I'm so inspired that I'll get you the moon for a toy balloon. Watch winds and April showers, make way for happy hours, and May time, June time, love time on you.
Here, merrily meandering down the macadam in that jittering jalopy, but Fibber, McGee, and Molly.
We'd better be stopping for gas, McGee. According to the gauge, we've been running on a dry tank for 21 miles.
That ain't nothing.
Nothing?
Nope. I mind the time I run a motorcycle from Cape Town, Africa to Mongabula, a distance of some 612 miles on a pint of coconut milk. You see, what I done was to
Never you mind now. You needn't be practicing your dime novels on me, Fibber McGee. Pull in that station there.
I was just gonna. Gotta get them brakes.
Hiya, folks. Gas?
Ask him if he lets you milk a coconut, McGee.
Oh, shucks. Sure, we want some gas, young feller.
All right, how much? Fill her up?
Well, no. How far is the Cargisville?
83 miles.
And how far from there to Middletown?
Oh, I'd say about 110. That makes, 83 and 110. Oh, about 200 altogether.
That's just about what I'd figured. Give me 2 gallons. Wait a minute. How much is it?
Well, the red gas is 18 and a half cents. The blue gas is 17, and the white gas is 15.
Is that the whitest gas you got?
Mix up a gallon of blue and a gallon of red, mister. Purple's me favorite color.
All right. All right. Say, I hear there's a circus over in Milltown.
You don't mean to be
Yep, that's why we're going there. I used to own the big elephant they got in the circus there. His name's Myrtle. Myrtle, the gentle giant of the jungle. Real sweet elephant, Myrtle was.
Sure. She must have read the poem.
What poem?
Why should the spirit of Myrtle be proud? Remember?
Quit interrupting, Molly. This young feller asked me to tell him about Myrtle, didn't he?
No.
Well, sir, I brought Myrtle over to this country in 1916. He was just a kid then. Only 116-year-old.
Is that so?
Yep. That's why I want to go see her again. See if that busted leg is healed up okay.
Busted leg? Well, I never heard of an elephant breaking its leg.
First case I ever heard of myself. You see, it was like this here. We was into Wheeling, West Virginia one chilly day with a carnival.
Kind of chilly carnival, you might say.
Well, sir, the first day we had a street parade.
A parade?
Sure. McGee parade, Myrtle wouldn't step on him.
Say, whose elephant was this? Yes, sir. We had bands, calliope, animal cages, and 47 clowns.
Including yourself?
No. I was the elephant tender, known into the profession as a bull boss.
No argument.
Now, listen, Molly, if you
well,
want to...
Well, what happened then, sir?
Well, sir, as I was saying, I always rid onto Myrtle's head on account of because she was kind of nervous and scared. Particular was she scared of mosquitoes and moose.
Moose?
Hi.
Mouses. All elephants is scared of mouses. Well, sir, there we was, a-hooping it down the main street there, and right into the main part of town, Myrtle stopped dead into her tracks. She'd have threw me if I hadn't been such a good elephant jockey. Threw the whole parade into a ruckus. Lions was roaring and folks was shouting, and Myrtle, reading the signs, knew they was going to be rioting.
I never knew elephants could understand it.
Understand what?
Reading and rioting.
Well, sir, most everybody ran into a movie theater till I could get Myrtle under control.
Well, was there any damage done?
Only to the truth, mister.
Oh, not much. A candy store was wrecked when Myrtle went through the window. Funny thing, too. On her way through, she had 4 pounds of chocolate caramels, and we had to drill her trunk out next day with a 3-inch reamer. But there wasn't much damage done. fruit stand dumped over, 3 automobiles standing there, and 2 of them got scratched up. But the t'other one had Johnson's auto wax onto it. I kind of slipped that one in there, didn't I? But Myrtle's leg was the main thing.
Well, how was her leg injured?
You mean how'd she come to bust it?
Yeah.
Well, you see, on her way out of the rear of the candy store, she had to go through a pool room.
And that's how she got behind the 8-ball, I suppose.
As I was saying, as she was going through this here pool room, she seen them billiard balls on the table there and give 'em a kind of a curiosity sniff, just in passing. And, brother, will you believe me? In them innocent little ivory billiard balls laying there, she recognizes her cousin Elmer, which had been kidnapped in 1678.
You don't say.
I do say. Well, sir, in revenge for Elmer, she give the table a boot with her leg and snap. Busted the leg right at the cow.
You mean the calf, McGee?
No, the cow. It was too big for a calf. So that's why we're going over to see Myrtle, boy. How much owe you?
36 cents. Thank you. But listen, sir. You didn't explain what confused Myrtle in the first place.
Confused? Shucks, she wasn't confused, boy. Myrtle was just bubbling over with happiness, that's all.
For why, McGee?
Well, sir, as the parade was going down the street, all the folks leaning out of their windows and waves their hands. And with all them palms fluttering overhead, Myrtle thought she was home into her own little jungle again. Be seeing you, son.
That, friends, is Martelli and his men playing Blue Room. And if we may digress a moment from blue rooms, pink pachyderms, and white lies, let us tell you that it will be a red-letter day in the life of your car when you give it a shiny coat of Johnson's... Well, Fibber, back again, I see. I thought you were driving over to see an elephant.
I was, young feller, but I detoured off on the trunk line.
I get it.
I come over to give you a hand with the commercial announcement. Go wax Carlock.
Harlow Wilcox, and I can handle the commercial announcement all right myself.
That's what you think. Folks, Johnson's Auto Wax will give you a nice, shiny sheen onto your chassis that'll shine like the sun when the shine shows. When the sun shines on the steamy shine of the sunny... Folks, Johnson's Auto Wax will
McGee, stick to your fibbing. You'll have to excuse McGee, Mr. Wilcox. He's been eating alphabet soup in a Greek restaurant. McGee, why do you always have to put in on the...
Well, it may have been alphabet soup to Fibber, but it will be duck soup for you to have a gleaming, protective finish on your car this summer. No matter how dull and dirty your old car looks now, Johnson's Auto Wax will make it shine like new again. No fooling. Johnson's Auto Wax and Cleaner work magic on any car finish. The cleaner is absolutely safe to use, quickly takes off all the old film and dirt without the slightest injury to the car finish, changes a dull, faded paint job to a bright, sparkling luster right before your eyes. And here's something very important. Johnson's Auto Wax saves the car from the damaging effects of the hot sun. The wax polish forms a tough shield of protection, so the ultraviolet sun rays cannot get at the finish to destroy its beauty. And now is the time to wax polish your car. You can do the job yourself, or have it done for you at a nearby service station. Johnson's Auto Wax is for sale at hardware stores, auto accessory stores, and service stations. When you purchase the wax and cleaner, your dealer will give you free a can of black auto enamel for covering up rust spots and blemishes on the fenders or chassis of your car. But you'll hear more about this free offer at the end of the program. And now, we'll take advantage of the fact that Fibber McGee is not in sight to present that smiling little songstress, Miss Kathleen Wells. Kathleen is going to sing Every Day.
Love, sweet song, dear, sounds a little wrong, dear, when you sing it in a kidding way. Though I'm mighty frivolous and flighty, honest, I'm not fooling when I say every day I'll fall in love all over again with you. I'll never let our love grow old. I'll always keep it new. Every day I'll let you know that my Valentine is you. We'll live the sweetest story told, like honeymooners do. Love grow old. I'll always keep it new. And everything I do, I'll always do to prove to you that romance never will die. It may be only a word or a sigh, a gift that I'll bring. And as the years go by, every day I'll fall in love all over again with you. I'll never let our love grow old. I'll always keep it.
little music makes the time fly. We really don't know how we do it, but here are Fibber and Molly McGee tomorrow morning, all ready to leave the tourist camp for the day's driving.
Fibber McGee, where have you been?
Who, me?
Well, who do you think, Henry VIII?
Yes, what?
Don't be trying to change the subject. I want to know where you've been all morning. Do you think we'll get any place lying around the tourist camp all day?
Lying around. Shucks, I was just telling some folks over there how me and Mike McGillicuddy built that there dirigible submarine and sunk
Just
it off.
what I says, lying around the tourist camp. I got you there, McGee.
Yeah.
Now, where have you really been?
Just over to the hot dog stand there to get me a hot dog.
Oh, a hot dog, is it?
Yeah.
You got a pretty big appetite for hot dogs all of a sudden, seems to me.
Well, they're real good hot dogs, Molly. Big and shiny, like they've been all polished up with Johnson.
And never you mind the advertising.
Okay. But say, Molly, there's a real pretty gal behind the counter over there. Sweetest big violet eyes.
Oh, a girl, is it? And with big violet eyes.
Yep. It's too bad she squints. Well, I'm ready to start any time you are.
Well, that's lovely. You're ready any time I am.
Yep.
And I've been ready all morning. Did you check the tires, McGee?
Betcha. I kicked every one of them.
How about that one on the off-hind side there? Looks a little lumpy to me. If you put that new inner tube in wrong like you done...
Now, Molly, don't you tell me how to put in inner tubes. Wasn't I the fastest and best tire changer at the racetrack at Indianapolis on the 4th of July?
They don't race on the 4th. It's on Memorial Day.
Of course. That's why they call it Memorial Day. In memory of me breaking the record changing tires for Speed Mix Spud. Why, I mind the time...
Never you mind now. I want to know about our tires. What makes it so lumpy? Look at it.
Well, you know, Molly, we come over one of the highest mountains in these parts yesterday.
And so what?
Why, Molly, you know mountain air is bumpy, don't you? Remember, I pumped up that there tire right onto the top peak there.
And who told you that mountain air was bumpy? Air is air, and hot air is McGee.
It's a well-known fact, Molly. As I was flying an airplane once over the Sangahukus Mountains, the radio operator says to me, he says, pilot, he says...
Pilot?
Assistant pilot, he says...
Assistant pilot?
Stow away, he says. Have you noticed how bumpy this here mountain air is, he says? And I says to him,
Fibber McGee, I don't ride a mile from this spot till I know for sure that tire is all right. So don't be wasting air that might be needed.
Okay, I'll look at it. You wouldn't care for a hot dog, would you, first?
No, I wouldn't. And suppose you keep your face out of the hot dogs long enough to face some cold facts.
Shucks, I'd kind of go for a hot dog myself right now.
Go on with you. If you had 3 more of them things today, you wouldn't be able to set the car for wagging your tail. Now get busy, McGee.
Okay, I just thought I'd ask. What was it you wanted me to do? Get some oil?
No, forgetful. Check up on that bad tire.
You don't mean that bad tire. You mean the worst of the bad tires.
Don't be stalling for time.
Okay. This here one is... Hey, you mean this one? Boy, shucks. It's as solid as the rock of Gibraltar.
Gibraltar, ignorant. The G is soft, like that tire's going to be when we're 10 miles out on the road.
Don't you worry about that tire, Molly. Baby, when I change his tires, they stay changed. Why, I mind the time when I...
There you are, McGee. Can't you just smell the fresh mountain air coming out of that tire?
Well, shucks, Molly. How'd I know? Well, I'll change it again. Hey, Molly, where you going? Where you going?
You stay there and get busy. I'm going to get myself a hot...
Oh, hey, Molly, wait a minute. Come here.
What is it now?
Shucks, Molly, I'm sorry. I didn't think that tire...
Listen to me, McGee. The idea of a man your age...
What you mean, a man my age? Why, shucks. I can jump up and crack my heels together, can't I?
Sure, but there's no use having both ends cracked at once, McGee.
Well, anyway, nobody's no older than what he feels. What's the good of counting all of your birthdays when the future has so much appeal? Why, it's the same on your first as it is on your 91st birthday.
You're right, McGee. You're just as old as you look and just as young as you feel.
Betcha. Oh, my heart is full of romance when the grass is growing green I may be over 60, but I feel like sweet 16.
Whoop whoop be do when you think that you're Clark Gable, that fella on the screen.
I may be over 60, but I feel like sweet 16. 16. I want to dance. I want to sing. I know it's winter, but it feels like spring. I'm not too old to have my fling. The world don't owe me a gosh darn thing.
Why, McGee, you're the life of every party.
You betcha.
You're a jolly jelly bean.
I may be over 60, but I feel like sweet with a hey nutty nutty and a razzmatazz when I'm on a kiddie party. I'm the youngest on the scene. I may be over 60, but I feel like sweet 16.
Ha-cha-cha-cha, though my friends are fat and 40, still I keep my shape so lean. I may be over 60,
but I feel like sweet six, weedy, 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 weedy. I have no aches. I have no pain. I'm not rheumatic when it feels like rain. I've got romance in every vein. I spend all my evenings in Lover's Lane.
You don't need overhauling, McGee. You're a darn good old machine.
I may be, but I feel like sweet 16. Skiditten, skidatten, skidatten, datten, through.
And that was that, with a Hey Nonny Molly and a Fibber McGee, from which we go into a number by Martelli and the trio, in which the losers are all winners. Lost my rhythm, lost my music, lost my man. Take it, Rico.
Announcement. Give me a fanfare, will you please, Rico? There's mutiny in that there band, Marchese. Listen, folks, me and Molly has got room into the back seat of our car for 3 of you folks that's listening in. All you got to do to apply for the ride is... Hey there, clean old wax car, who are you pushing around?
Harlow Wilcox to you, and I'll take this announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, you probably wouldn't even apply for that ride, remembering the state of Fibber's tires. But you can have all the fun and none of the trouble by riding along with us every Tuesday night at this same hour. But Fibber wasn't fibbing in one particular. We are making you a free offer, and a lot more sensible one than his. We're offering you free a 40-cent can of black auto enamel with every purchase of Johnson's Auto Wax and Cleaner. It's a very high-grade black enamel which will successfully cover up all the disfiguring rusty spots on the chassis or fenders of your car. A brush comes right with the can of enamel, so you'll find it very easy to apply. Ask for Johnson's Auto Wax and Cleaner at your hardware store, service station, or auto accessory store. The combination costs only 98 cents, and you get the 40-cent can of touch-up enamel free. Remember, Johnson's Auto Wax will keep your car young and beautiful, protect it from the ultraviolet rays of the sun, and greatly increase its trade-in value. You have a rollicking rendezvous with Johnson's Auto Wax and Fibber McGee next Tuesday night at this same hour. Your announcer is Harlow Wilcox. I hope. Good night.
Presenting Orson Welles as the Third Man. The Lives of Harry Lime. The fabulous stories of the immortal character, originally created in the motion picture The Third Man, with zither music by Anton Karas.
That was the shot that killed Harry Lime. He died in a sewer beneath Vienna. As those of you know who saw the movie The Third Man. Yes, that was the end of Harry Lime. But it was not the beginning. Harry Lime had many lives. And I can recount all of them. How do I know? It's very simple. Because my name is Harry Lime. Don't get me wrong, I love Budapest. From Budapest come goulashes and shardashes. Shardashes being something you dance and goulash being something you eat if you go for all that paprika. Me, I love it. So, when I got that telegram, I took the first train to Hungary. Maybe I'd better tell you about the telegram first. Dear Mr. Lime, it said, my bank is going to be robbed and I need your help. It was signed Fekete, evidently a man's name, nobody I knew. I knew all about bank robberies, however, and I was dying to help. Besides, as I say, I love paprika. So I started packing right away.
And now Orson Welles as Harry Lime, the Third Man, in today's story, Too Many Crooks.
Before calling at the bank, I stopped at a cute little flower shop I happened to notice across the way. Good morning. Would you give me something for my buttonhole? Why, Lily. Lily, what are you doing here?
We have some very pretty pink gardenias.
Oh, come on, Lily. Don't tell me you don't remember me. And how are all the Corellis?
The who?
Don't give me that, Lily.
My name is Lulu.
Well, it used to be Lily, and you used to be a blonde. And the Corellis, as you know perfectly well, because you used to work for them, are the best bank robbers in Central Europe. Well, what about it, honey?
Here are your gardenias, Harry. Now get out of here.
Okay, honey, okay. No need to get in a hassle.
I'm telling you, Harry, get out.
I never was one to argue, so I took my guide across the street and the bank.
Mr. Feckerty will see Mr. Harry Lime.
You can go in now, Mr. Lime.
Oh, thank you.
Mr. Feckerty will see you.
Yes, that's what I gathered.
This way, please. And,
Thank you.
Oh, Mr. Lime,
Yes.
will you please extinguish your cigarette? Mr. Feckerty does not approve of smoking.
Thanks, I'll bear that in mind.
Mr. Lime.
Come in and shut the door. There's a date.
Do you mind if I sit down, Mr. Feckerty, or is there a rule against that?
Sit down. You're a very impertinent young man, but I don't mind that. I am an impertinent older man. We ought to get along together very nicely.
What's your proposition, Mr. Feckerty?
Yeah. What do you mean?
That's what I said. What's your proposition?
Listen to me, Lime. I don't make propositions. I consider them.
Have it your own way, Feckerty. I'm a big boy now, and I'm not so easily impressed.
What do you mean, impressed?
All this big desk, double secretary, Mr. Feckerty. You'll see you now, Mr. Feckerty doesn't approve of smoking, busy executive hoopla. May go down very well with the bumpkins who give you their money to invest. It doesn't mean a thing to me. You sent for me, didn't you? I crossed 3 national borders to get here and lost a lot of time, so don't ask me what's my proposition. What's yours, Mr. Feckerty?
Very good indeed. You're just the man I hoped you were. Have a cigar.
Wouldn't that be breaking the rules?
I make the rules, Mr. Lime, and I don't like cheap tobacco smoke. Not that I enjoy being forced to distribute these very costly custom-made Havanas to every, what is it you call them, bumpkin, who comes into my office. I think you'll enjoy these.
Thanks.
Light?
Thanks.
Good. Now that we're a little more at ease, suppose you tell me something about yourself.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
I wish you'd stop asking me what I mean by everything I say, Feckerty. I said why, and I meant why. You put private detectives on my trail. You found me. You made me a very substantial down payment on services to be rendered. And now, when I get here, you want me to tell you about myself. That's just plain silly, old man. It's obvious that if you went to all that trouble and expense to get me here, you knew about me already. I'm the one to ask the questions, not you.
Better and better. Mr. Lime, if you were just a little less notorious as a crook, I'd offer you a vice presidency in my bank.
I forgive the insult, Mr. Feckerty.
What do you mean, insult?
There you go asking me what I mean again. I meant insult.
Now, don't you get pompous on me, Lime. You are a crook, a well-famous one. You don't want to deny that?
What I don't want is very simple, Mr. Feckerty. I don't want to be a vice president of your bank.
Oh? Oh, I follow you now. Don't worry, Lime.
Right.
I promised you $20,000.
That's right.
Or its equivalent in Hungarian pesos.
Oh, wait a minute.
And you'll get it without having to serve as an officer of this
You
bank.
promised me $20,000, old man. There weren't any gimmicks in the agreement about the joke money you folks pass off on each other locally. I know. I carry my own microscope for reading the fine type.
Very well. $20,000 it is. Don't you want to know what I expect you to do for it?
Mr. Feckerty, you keep making me repeat myself. I told you before that I'm a big boy now. If you're giving me $20,000, I can relax, not worry about asking you silly questions. You're going to get around eventually to telling me what you expect me to do for it.
Did you ever hear of a bank giving a reward?
Yes, but only after a bank robbery.
Exactly. Exactly. Only after a bank has been robbed. I'm reversing the procedure, Line. I'm giving the reward first.
Oh, so that's the little caper, is it? You want me to rob your bank for you?
Oh, not at all, not at all. A reward is usually given for apprehending the thieves who have robbed the bank. What I want you to do, Harry, I may call you Harry?
Certainly, old man. Call me Harry if it gives you any fun.
Well, Harry, what I want you to do is to apprehend the robbers before the robbery is committed. Very clever, don't you think so? Have another cigar.
In my business, I may get in the way of an awful lot of screwy deals, but I can tell you that never in a long career have I been offered in complete seriousness a loopier proposition than Mr. Feckerty. It seems the key to the whole affair was Mr. Feckerty's junior officer in the bank, a certain Mr. Fodor.
Ladislaus Fodor is the full name, Harry. He's one of our vice presidents.
I see.
I tell you this right now, the man is an unprincipled criminal.
Oh?
And come here, and I'll show him to you. Come this way. You can see him through the glass panel.
Yes.
There he is.
Oh, that one.
Second desk to the right. With all those silly hairs pasted over his bald head. That's the man.
He doesn't look very dangerous to me.
Fodor? Dangerous? He is the brain of a backward bird and the charm of a worm.
Now that I look back on it, I can't imagine how I ever persuaded myself to be jealous of her.
Jealous? I don't follow you, old man.
If I have a fault, Harry, it is this. I do tend to be jealous. Lulu often chides me about it, and I have promised to curb the instinct, but it is a part of my character.
Lulu, you mean the girl in the flower shop across the way, that Lulu?
She is the only Lulu I know, Mr. Lyon. How does it happen that you are acquainted with her?
You see this carnation?
I see it, yes.
Lulu sold it to me, overcharged me scandalously, as a matter of fact.
Oh, Lulu is a working girl. She must live. How does it happen you know her?
What makes you think I do?
You know her name?
Oh, one of the other customers called her that while I was still in the shop. As it happens, it was this little fellow you just pointed out to me over there, the vice president, Fodor.
Third vice president.
I hate to keep harping on these commercial matters, faculty, old man, but just how does my $20,000 reward come into the picture?
Let us retire to my inner office, Harry. I never tell you.
Okay,
Come.
old man.
Sit down, please, Harry. Have another cigar.
My pockets are bulging with cigars now, old man. Let's concentrate on the 20,000.
Certainly. Oh, Miss Carver.
Yes, Mr. Feckerty?
No matter who calls, don't disturb me. Not on any account. I'm having an important conference.
Yes, Mr. Feckerty.
Oh, jealousy, Harry. Jealousy is a terrible thing.
Yes, certainly is. Now, about this reward.
Jealousy is the green-eyed monster who doth mock the meat it feeds on. That's how the poet Shakespeare expresses it.
The poet
Harry.
Shakespeare said a mouthful, and now...
But still, if it had not been for jealousy, I would never have followed this Fodor into Lulu's shop. And if I hadn't done that, I would never have discovered the digging.
Digging? What digging?
What would you say, Harry, if I were to tell you that running under the street from Lulu's flower shop to this bank, there is a tunnel?
A tunnel?
What would you say if I told you that?
Well, I'd say, well, what do you know? That's what I'd say.
That's what I said when I found out about it. And that's why I say now that I mustn't ever forget to be grateful to jealousy, particularly since I've discovered that there's nothing between Lolo and Fodor. Or nothing serious.
And do you know what I'd say to that?
No.
A couple of rude words.
Yeah, but why?
Why? You find them scrabbling away together like a couple of chubby moles, digging away in the general direction of your bank vault, and you say there's nothing serious between them?
There isn't, I'm sure of that. I have Lulu's word. And besides, what could she possibly see in a fat little nonentity like Fodor? No, the only one who thinks it's serious is Fodor. That's the whole point. Fodor is a dupe, a mere cat's paw in the conspiracy.
Oh, yes? And who's the mastermind?
I am.
Uh-huh. And what does Fodor think about that?
He languishes in ignorance. He knows nothing. And to think that he aspires, he dares to aspire to my position in the bank.
And how does Lulu fit in?
I must tell you that Lulu has given me some reason to hope that she will someday make me the happiest man in the world.
And how would she do that? By giving up Fodor or sending you a big bouquet of roses? Let's get down to cases, old man. Wedding bells can ring out from Buda to Pest and back again, but I won't be there to throw any rice unless I get paid. What is it exactly you want from me? Lessons on how to help Fodor and Lulu rob your bank?
Fodor's going to do the robbing, and besides, it isn't my bank. I'm only a salary
officer. And then Fodor gives you the money to give to Lulu, is that it?
Certainly, that would be silly.
That's just what I was thinking.
No, every day Fodor is supposed to take the paper money from the various cages and place it in the vault.
Yeah?
This is his responsibility.
Yeah?
Tonight, however, he will not do this. He will leave the money outside the vault, hidden in a large filing cabinet. Oh, the entire plan has been carefully worked out, I can assure you.
All I can say is this Fodor of yours is a very cooperative type of cat's paw.
Don't call him this Fodor of yours. He isn't. He's no Fodor of mine.
Have it your own way, old man. What comes next? You, I suppose, huh? You come a half hour later with a dark lantern and a gunny sack. You wrap up the money, join Lulu, who's been waiting for you across the street in the flower shop, and the two of you, hand in hand, move off down the road into the sunrise and also into the very choicest Hungarian hooskow.
What is a hooskow?
A jail or prison, a place of forcible incarceration, a lockup for bad little bank robbers.
Not at all. It is Fodor who goes to prison.
Oh, yes? And how do you work that?
That is one of the things I want you to arrange.
Oh, I see. I'm going to have to earn that $20,000. I think we'll start by having it deposited in my name and in somebody else's bank, old man.
Why now? And why another bank?
Well, every bank in Budapest isn't going to be robbed tonight, so I think I'd prefer one of the others. And I'll take it now because I know you wouldn't want me to go to the police with what is, after all, a fairly sordid little
Go
story.
to the police, but that's blackmail.
Oh, watch your language, old man. Blackmail's a nasty word. You know, all I want is protection for my poor little $20,000. I'll give you service for it, too, but I want to be absolutely positive that you're ready to meet your payroll.
Very well. You'll have your money, but you will help me.
I'm going to need a few more solid facts, old man.
Well, it all began with this insane jealousy of mine for Fodor.
Oh, yeah?
I took to following him. He used to go into Lulu's flower shop at night long after it was closed. And one time he left the shutter unfastened and I went in. There were no lights in the shop itself, but I could hear voices from the basement below. I opened the trapdoor very carefully so as not to be heard. And what do you think I saw?
You saw Lulu, Fodor, and three men all hard at work digging a tunnel.
Yeah. How did you know?
I didn't, I guess. After all, you told me there was a tunnel.
But the 3 men, how did you know about them?
Still guessing. It's pretty obvious that Mr. Fodor and Lulu couldn't dig much of a hole without getting some help. Tell me this. It was Lulu who persuaded you to call me in on this deal, wasn't it?
How did you know that?
Still just guessing, old man, just guessing. Now, let me guess on for a minute and stop me when I'm wrong. When you saw what Lulu and Fodor were doing, you went home and brooded for a while, and then a few days afterwards, you confronted her.
It was the next day.
Oh, okay, it was the next day. And Lulu admitted she was planning to rob the bank, but said she was just using Fodor, and you were the only one she really cared about. And if you joined the party, it's you she'd run off with, leaving Mr. Fodor holding the bag. An empty bag. How am I doing?
Oh, you are a clever man.
Sure I am. That's why Lulu had you send for me.
You see, the idea is that Fodor will hide the money outside the vault and leave. Then, according to the arrangement, as he understands it, Lulu will come through the tunnel at night with her helpers and take the money back under the street through the tunnel.
Who did she tell Fodor these helpers were?
She said one of them is her brother and the other 2 are cousins.
And what did she tell you?
That's what she told me. Why?
Nothing, old man. Nothing at all. Just give me one more guess,
Oh, go ahead.
After Fodor leaves the money, what you do is crawl back through the tunnel with a sack of currency clenched in your teeth. But no, that wouldn't make any sense, would it? You'd run into a couple of brothers crawling in the opposite direction.
I'm not to have anything to do with the tunnel.
Oh.
You see, Fodor leaves the money out just before closing time. That way, he's implicated, and we have a scapegoat. So there's nothing to stop me from letting myself in with my key at night and walking away with the money. Who could suspect me? It's a perfect crime, Harry. Wouldn't you say so?
Yes, it's quite a crime if you look at it in one way. But tell me about the brothers. What are they supposed to think about all this?
Oh, they don't know about it. Lulu hasn't told them.
But the news will reach them eventually, and what then?
They must be implicated somehow, along with Fodor. But I must be protected, and Lulu. That's what you're here for, Harry. Have another cigar.
Orson Welles returns in just a moment as the third man. And now, Orson Welles, as the third man, continues with today's story, Too Many Crooks.
Naturally, the first thing I did after making my farewells to Mr. Feckerty was to go across the street and pay a call on Lulu.
Harry,
Yeah?
listen to me carefully.
I'm listening, honey.
There's a little cafe on the hill above the old city. You know the place? There's a gold roost on the roof.
Well, what about it?
Go there and wait for me. You never can tell when Fodor or Feckerty will be bursting in here. They keep jumping across the street to check up on each other and buying geraniums. Go to the cafe and I'll be with you as soon as I can close up here.
What about the boys below?
Oh, what do you mean?
The construction crew, the Corellis.
Oh, Feckerty told you about the Corellis?
I would have found out anyway, Lily.
Lulu.
Okay, what happens to them if you shut up the store? Isn't there a way out?
No, but they won't be finished work before I'm back. And besides, what they don't know won't hurt them.
Lily, or rather Lulu, it looks to me as though just about everybody around here is due to be hurt by what they don't know. I found the Gold Rooster and sat down on the terrace of the restaurant to wait for Mr. Feckerty's fiancée. Over a glass of Tokay, I tried to add up the situation as of then. As far as I could see, the whole setup was like a Picasso painting. No matter how you looked at it, it was cockeyed and upside down.
Hello, Harry. Don't order anything for
Hi.
me. I haven't time.
Don't worry, Lily. I'm not here to celebrate. We can have our party after I know who's going to pay the check.
I wish you call me Lulu.
Okay, Lulu. Now, here's all the sense I can make out of this little caper. You came here with a Corelli gang,
No,
right?
they came first. Then they sent for me to work in the flower shop for a front. The tunnel was their idea.
Then you sent for me. That was your
You're
idea.
right.
My Fodor thinks he's going to divvy up with the Corellis and marry you on the proceeds.
Something like that.
And Feckerty thinks something like the same something. The president thinks he's going to put it over the vice president. What about the construction crew?
You mean Walter and
Yes,
the others?
The Corellis, the original burglars. What are they going to get out of this? According to Feckerty, it's going to be the old double cross. But if I know you, Feckerty's in for the same gentle treatment.
Harry, why should anybody get anything out of this except...
Okay, Lily, okay. Book a couple of spaces for us on the first milk train out of Budapest, but be sure to get reservations on the bulletproof car.
I wish you'd call me Lulu.
Time marches on. A lot of trusting Hungarian depositors line up at the bank, leave their hard-earned pengos at the impressive-looking gilt cages for what they fondly believe is safekeeping, and hurry home to have their evening plate of goulash. closing time comes and goes. Fekete doesn't leave. He just pretends to and stays skulking in his office. Meanwhile, Fodor takes the big packages of pengos, which, as you know, is Hungarian for money, dutifully to the door of the vault. He slams the vault loudly, this being for the benefit of the janitor, who is deaf anyway and doesn't hear, and quickly stows the loot in the empty filing cabinet, which he has thoughtfully left nearby for just this purpose. He then goes home and passes a very restless night. The moon rises over the city and winks at its own reflection in the Danube. A lot of good Hungarians are in their beds. The others are all in a nightclub called the Arizona, dancing the Shardash. They do not come into this story, so we'll leave them dancing. Down onto the street, the Corellis, those adept bank robbers, continue to dig. They are putting the finishing touches on their tunnel, and we will not listen in on them because their conversation is very vulgar indeed. In his luxurious office, Mr. Fekete sits biting his nails and dreaming of a long West Indian cruise with Lulu in an adjoining deck chair. As the gang in the tunnel understand it, when the clock strikes 12, they are to open the secret trap door which they have previously prepared inside the bank, a section of tiling near the vault, go to the filing cabinet and take out the money which Fodor has left there, thus eliminating the noise and inconvenience of breaking into the vault, and, first closing the loose tile after themselves, scuttle back with the loot under the street into the flower shop, out into the night, and as far away from Hungary as possible. As I say, that's the way the gang in the tunnel understand it. This is also the arrangement as Mr. Fodor understands it, with a trifling difference that he expects Lulu to stop by for him with his share of the profits. Like Mr. Fekete, he is biting his nails and dreaming of tropical cruises. And what of Lulu? What of Lulu indeed? It is Lulu's little plan to foozle everybody, Corelli, Fodor, and Fekete. She's led them all on to just this point. It is the point of departure. Lulu's departure. Lulu and all those neatly wrapped packages of pengos. The trouble is, it's all just a little bit too much for one little girl to handle alone, so Harry Lime's been sent for. Harry is supposed to assist at the general foozling of one and all, and then, in due time, of course, he's to be foozled as well. Lulu will send Harry off to mail a postcard, and when he gets back, Lulu will have continued her travels alone, with nothing to keep her company but the loot. That, as I say, is the way Lulu understands it. The clock, high in the steeple of San Stefano, strikes 12. This is the signal. Mr. Corelli, that celebrated expert, with his two able assistants, starts toward the bank. The tunnel was not built for comfort, and the going on hands and feet is a trifle rough. There's a bit of genteel cursing, but hearts are high. At the sound of the clock, Mr. Fekete removes the bound bundles of money from their place of safety and checks once again the bolts and fastenings which keep the loose tile in its place. In the darkness, Mr. Fekete smiles. He is satisfied that, contrary to the Corelli's expectations, the bank end of the tunnel is firmly and irrevocably closed. Still smiling, he starts toting the money toward the side door for which he, Mr. Fekete, is the perfectly legal possessor of a key. On the outside, Lulu, with a high-speed car, is supposed to be waiting for him. Unfortunately, however, a moment earlier, Harry Lime, on the flower shop end of the tunnel, has persuaded Lulu to go down for a moment and tell the boys not to try lifting that trick tile for at least a half hour. Lulu hates herself now for not having analyzed the merits of this suggestion. She has plenty of time now to think this over because foxy old Harry in the flower shop has bolted down the trap door. The clock has stopped striking, of course, and Mr. Fekete pops out of his bank looking for all the world like a jolly Christmas shopper with his arms loaded with bundles. There is a high-speed car waiting for Mr. Fekete, all right, but it is full of strange gentlemen, and they are all dressed in uniforms.
Put up your hands, Fekete. Put up your hands. You're under arrest.
But there's some mistake.
Oh, not at all, old man. No mistake at all. You see, gentlemen, just as you were told, there he is, and there's the money.
Come along now, Fekete. We are taking you in.
You, Harry, a police informer.
Not a bit of it, old man. I wouldn't dream of telling on you. No, the cops got the tip-off from an anonymous letter, and you know how you spell anonymous? L-U-L-U.
Lulu, she did it.
Lulu. That wouldn't be Lulu Hartz, would it? Alias Lily the Twister.
Yes, officer, I believe so. There's a reward offered for her capture, isn't there?
I should say there is.
What about the Corelli gang?
They've got the biggest price on their heads in Central Europe.
Oh, that's lovely. It's all beginning to add up. When you throw in the generous reward Mr. Feckerty posted in the name of his bank this afternoon...
But you're not going to collect that, are you?
Why not, old man? After all, you put up the money for me to collect before the bank was robbed, didn't you? You also wanted me to thwart the Corellis, and if you yourself are foolish enough to go breaking the law, you'll just have to tell it to the judge.
I'll tell him plenty. I'll tell him about you.
Go ahead. I haven't broken any laws, remember, and you'll only help me collect my various rewards.
Matter of fact, Lime, just what is your connection with this affair? What have you done?
Officer, all I did was turn a bolt on a trap door. Nothing at all, really, just a twist to the wrist. And now if you've got some spare handcuffs ready, I think we better open it up again. The folks down below may be getting a little fretful, and I think they'll appreciate a change of scene. If you'll come with me, officer, I'll show you the place.
Really, Mr. Lime, I can't tell you how great...
Please, please, old man, don't mention it. Pleasure, I assure you. Won't you have a cigar?
Harry Lime returns in just a moment. And now, Harry Lime.
You know, friends, I had thought of substituting those fat packages of Pengos for the same weight of old newspapers. But the rate of exchange wasn't so good on the Pengo just then, so I resisted the temptation. After all, as Mother always said, too many crooks spoil the goulash.
Waiter! Waiter! Phil, did you ever see such poor service? I'm going to call the manager.
Take it easy, Walt. What's mostly wrong is your grouse.
I'm sorry, Phil, but my digestion is so upset.
What you may need for your poor digestion is something that works after nature's own order. Try Carter's Little Liver Pills.
Good advice. When your digestion is upset and you feel headachy and irritable, take Carter's Little Liver Pills. You see, each day, nature normally produces about 2 pints of a vital digestive juice to help digest your food. If nature fails, your food may remain undigested, leaving you headachy and irritable. To feel cheerful and happy again, take Carter's Little Liver Pills. They increase the flow of this vital digestive juice quickly, often in as little as 30 minutes, and you're on the road to feeling better. Don't depend on artificial aids to counteract indigestion when Carter's Little Liver Pills aid digestion after nature's own order. Take Carter's Little Liver Pills as directed. Get them at any drugstore, only 25 cents.
Kraft presents The Great Gildersleeve. Each week at this time, the Kraft Cheese Company presents for your enjoyment Harold Perry as The Great Gildersleeve, written by Leonard L. Levinson. We'll hear from the Great Gildersleeve in just a moment. But right now, here's a message of very great importance for today's menu makers. I don't know how much you housewives actually know about modern margarine, but there's probably been no time in the history of America when it was so important for you to have the true facts about nourishing, wholesome foods for your family. So I want to tell you about Parquet. Parquet is the new quality margarine made by Kraft, a delicious spread for bread, hot rolls, and toast. Now, of course, the fact that Parquet does taste so good probably accounts for its popularity as a spread in millions of homes. But this is even more important. Parquet margarine is a protective food with exceptionally high nutritional value. It is one of the best energy foods you can serve and a reliable year-round source of vitamin A. There are 9,000 units of this vitamin in every pound of Parquet. So tomorrow, ask your food dealer for a pound of Parquet margarine made by Kraft. The whole family will like it because it tastes so good, and you'll know that you're giving them an economical, highly nutritious food made to the Kraft standards of quality. Just say Parquet, P-A-R-K-A-Y. And now for the adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
Coming into Wistful Vista.
You say this is... Oh, Wistful Vista, where Fibber, McGee, and Molly live?
Yes, madam.
Oh, my. Do you think I'll be able to see them from the train window?
No, lady, the McGees are on their vacation.
Oh.
But say, there's a next-door neighbor of theirs, Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve.
Where?
That portly gent with the mustache on the platform, the one making a speech to his employees.
How do you know they're his employees?
Because every time he goes away, he gives them an hour off to come down to the station and wave goodbye.
Oh, so that's Mr. Gildersleeve. Well, I never thought...
Furthermore, I can't tell you how touched I am to see all the employees of the Gildersleeve Girdle Works down here at the station to bid me goodbye. It's indeed... by the way, is there anyone left at the plant?
No.
What if some orders come in? Who'll take the phone calls?
Mert.
Oh, Mert, eh? Yeah. As I was saying while I'm away, I expect every one of you to uphold Gildersleeve girdles to the best of your ability. And don't forget our motto. If you want the best of course it's Gildersleeve.
Very good, TP, very good.
Thank you. You'll get a raise. And though it's necessary for me to go away and attend to other enterprises, the one thing closest to my heart is the Gildersleeve girdle.
How long will you be gone, TP?
At least 3 days and maybe till the end of the week.
Before you go, TP, the Gildersleeve Girdle Workers Guild wishes to present you with this handsome leather briefcase as a token of our esteem for you.
For me? I don't know what to say except... Yes, all aboard? Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Out of my way, everybody. Where are my bags?
On the train, TP.
Thanks. I forgot to buy a ticket. Where do I buy a ticket?
On the train, TP.
Oh, yes. Let go of me, boys. Where are you pushing me?
On the train, TP.
Yeah. Goodbye, children. Goodbye, children.
Here's your ticket, Mr. Gildersleeve. Sorry I haven't any berths left.
Couldn't you squeeze me in somewhere?
I'll try, though it'll probably be a tight squeeze.
Yeah, tight squeeze. Side-splitting, isn't it?
Going to be in Summerfield long?
Oh, no, just 3 or 4 days. I'm taking over the administration of my brother-in-law's estate. They're going to run it for my niece and nephew. But that's quite involved, and I'm hungry. Which way is the diner?
Why, an old, experienced traveler like you should know where the diner is.
Huh? Oh, of course. No matter where you are, the diner's always at the other end of the train. See you later. Excuse me, madam. Yes, pretty crowded in this diner. By George, I'm so hungry I could eat the waiter.
Yes, sir?
Is it all right if I sit at this table?
Yes, sir. Sit right down, sir.
If this gentleman doesn't mind reading his paper on his own side. I said if this gentleman doesn't mind reading his paper on his own side.
Excuse me, sir. Does you mind?
Yes, I do. I'm particular whom I eat with.
You are, eh? Well, I'm not. I'm hungry. Waiter, bring me a steak. A nice, juicy double tenderloin rare.
Waiter, where's my milk toast? I ordered it 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but milk toast takes time, you know.
And waiter, I want a big, heaping plate of French fries.
Yeah, French fries.
And a cup of strong coffee with lots of cream.
Yeah, I'll get it right away, sir.
And bring me my milk toast made with gluten bread, remember?
Yes. Bread. Oh, that reminds me. Some hot biscuits and a little pot of jam.
Gluten bread toasted and a cup of hot water.
And an apple pie a la mode with cheese.
Yeah, with cheese.
Yeah.
I can't stand this. Listening to you is giving me heartburn.
It is, waiter, don't forget the steak sauce, ketchup, piccalilli, and relish.
Bring me a glass of bicarbonate of soda, quick.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir. I'll be back.
Of course, it's none of my business, mister.
And don't stick your nose in it.
Yes. Well, all right. That's the way you feel about it. I was just going to tell you you're getting your newspaper in the mustard.
I don't use mustard.
No, I guess you don't need any. But what I was going to say was...
Never mind.
Okay, I won't say it then. That mustard from your newspaper is all over your sleeve now.
I don't care. What? Oh, of all the messes
Water only spreads it. You see what I tell you?
I'll thank you to mind your own business.
What's the big idea jumping down my throat?
What do you expect addressing a perfect stranger?
You're far from perfect, stranger. And from now on, I'm going to make a career out of ignoring you. Here comes my food. That's pretty snappy service, waiter.
Yes, sir.
Well, where's my milk toast?
Yeah, I'm sorry, sir, but the chef, he's all out of gluten bread. He wants to know would pumpernickel do just as well.
No, pumpernickel wouldn't do just as well. And why keep me waiting all the time while you serve this big buffalo the minute he sits down?
Oh, no, look here, mister.
I don't want to look here. I'm sick of the sight of you. The idea. An overstuffed ox like you guttling and gobbling and gorging yourself like an ostrich. I've got a bad case of indigestion already just from looking at you.
Why, you dyspeptic little dodo. Just because you're mean to your stomach and your stomach talks back to you, you bellyache. Excuse the expression. You're not suffering from indigestion. You're just green with Epicurean envy.
I won't sit here.
Here's your bicarbonate of soda, mister.
Take it away. I need something stronger than that now. I've got some pills down here in my briefcase.
Just a minute there. What are you doing with my briefcase?
Your briefcase? This is mine.
It is not. My employees gave it to me just this afternoon.
Take your fat paws off of my briefcase before I...
Before you watch, you dried up little crabapple.
Now, wait a minute, gentlemen, please.
Let go of my briefcase.
I will not. It's mine.
Why, the idea is...
Oh, yes,
now,
ma'am?
Waiter, did you see anything of my briefcase? I left it... Oh, you gentlemen have it. Thank you so much.
Well, for that...
There you are, Mr. Gildersleeve. I've located a berth for you at last.
Oh, that's fine, conductor. I was getting tired of sitting around here in my pajamas. Where is it?
It's upper 9 in the next car.
Upper 9? Oh, my goodness. The last time I was in an upper berth was, 50 pounds ago.
The porter's making it up for you now.
Yeah, thanks. I do hope that porter gives me a wide berth. It's so dark in here. Oh, porter! Porter!
Quiet!
Oh, excuse me. Must be sleeping. Oh, porter!
Yes, sir.
Have you got upper 9 ready yet?
Yes, but I didn't anticipate no gentlemen of such ample proportions.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'd better take a ladder.
Yes, better take 2. They're small.
Well, all right, come on.
Yes, here we are, right up there, sir.
Up there? Oh, my goodness. Hold these ladders steady, porter. Remember, if they tip, I won't.
Yes. Now be careful, mister. Train's coming to a sharp curve pretty soon.
When?
Then.
Oh!
Hold on, mister. The ladder sliding.
I can't hold on. I'm coming down. Look out below. Ooh!
No! What hit me?
Oh, my sacrilege.
Here, mister. Let me help you up.
I don't want to get up. I want to sleep.
Not you, mister. The man in the upper. He's now in the lower.
And where am I?
You're right here, brother.
Get off of my poor stomach. Who is it? Oh, it's you. What are you doing sneaking into my berth?
I'm not sneaking into your... I'm not sneaking. I'm trying to climb into bed. I'm your upstairs neighbor.
Isn't that nice? I hope that swinging shelf snaps shut on you.
Oh, yeah? If it's going to swing, I'll see that it swings your way. And if I land on you again, brother, you'll spend the rest of the night sleeping in the roadbed.
Oh, quiet. Let me go to sleep.
Okay, Grandpop, unpleasant dreams. All right, Porter, give me a leg up again, will you? 32,473. 32,474. 32,475. Oh, my goodness. 2 o'clock already and still not a wink. Yes, 32,476. 32,478. Oh, what's the use? There was only some way of stopping that buzzsaw down there. I can't stand this any longer. Where's that porter? I'll fix this guy.
You call me, sir?
Yes. Would you mind getting me a drink of ice water? I can't sleep.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah.
Here's the water, mister.
Thank you. You needn't wait. Good night, good night, good night.
Good night, sir.
Yes. Now, if I can hold this cup in this hand and open the lower curtain with it. Ah, I've got it. Yeah. Steady now, Gildersleeve. Ready. Aim.
Oh, no. What was that? Porter! Porter! What is it, sir?
Shut this window, will you? It's raining right in on my face.
Quiet! Can a man get any rest around here?
Good morning, sir. He's just pulling into Summerfield. You want me to brush you off?
No, I'll walk down the steps like the rest of the passengers. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, Porter, you've given me such good service. Here's an order for a Gildersleeve girdle for your wife.
Thank you, sir. I happen to be a spinster at the moment. But if it's all right with you, I'll put in my hope chest.
Yes. Yes, that's perfectly all right. Summerfield, eh? By George, I'm certainly looking forward to seeing Marjorie and little Leroy again.
Marjorie, huh? Why can't I call him TP like they do down at this foundry?
It isn't a foundry, Leroy. It's a... Oh, never mind. It's nothing that concerns little boys. And I'm sure that he will prefer to have you call him Uncle Throckmorton.
Oh, shucks. You can't go around calling a big, tough guy who runs a steel foundry Throckmorton. It's positively derogatory.
It's derogatory.
Yeah, it's that, too.
Leroy, who told you Uncle Throckmorton was in the steel business?
Nah, you thought you were so smart. I saw one of his letterheads. The Gildersleeve Girder Company.
Oh, yes, the Gildersleeve Girder Company.
See, he should be here by now, shouldn't he, Marjorie?
Now, don't you worry, Leroy. Just as soon as his train arrives, Mr. Wills will bring him here for breakfast.
Oh, I wanted to go down to the station, too.
I know, but Ted has to discuss all the legal details with Uncle Throckmorton before we go to court.
Say, you're getting pretty darn stuck on that Ted guy, aren't you?
Why, Leroy Forrester, I am not. Ted Wills is Merely our lawyer.
He is not. Williamson, Williams, Willies, and Wills are our lawyers, and Ted's nothing but the tail end.
Well, he's young yet. You just give him time.
Oh, there you go. Oh, say, how's if I should call him Uncle Morton?
Call who? Oh, Uncle Throckmorton. Well, I don't think he'd object to that.
Wait, I can do better than that. How's this? Uncle Mort.
Who's that?
Uncle Mort. I'll answer it.
Well, I'll bet this is little Leroy.
Hi, Uncle Mort.
Hi, who?
You, Uncle Mort. You don't mind if I call you Uncle Mort, do you, Uncle Mort?
No, not at all. Go right ahead. Uncle Mort, eh? I like that.
And this is Marjorie, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Marjorie, eh? Come here, my dear. My, how you've grown.
Hello, Uncle Throckmorton. Let me take your hat and coat. Will you have some breakfast?
No, thanks. I've already had mine on the... Well, I'll have a cup of coffee.
Sit right here, Uncle. Ted, you sit over there.
Oh, thanks.
My, this looks wonderful.
Hey, Unc, will you take me back to Wistful Vista with you and let me work in your factory?
What? Well, I didn't think you'd be interested in that sort of thing.
Now, Leroy.
Gee, I am, Uncle Mort. That must be some layout. I bet you make the supports for a lot of big projects there.
We don't turn out anything much like... we sort of confine ourselves to foundations. Yeah.
Say, I'd like to go along sometime when you install some of those foundations.
I don't have... What did you say, young man?
Oh, please excuse Leroy, Uncle Mort. He's been like that ever since he found out that you owned the Gildersleeve Girder Company.
What? Gildersleeve Girder?
Yes.
Oh, yes, I see it all now. Yes, a bright boy.
Gee, Unc, do you ever have to slug it out with any of them tough steel workers of yours?
No, I never do.
You don't, huh?
Well, of course, there have been times when I've had to put more snap into their work. Yes. Once I was so angry, I picked up a badly made foundation and bounced it right off the foreman's head.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh. Now, Leroy, let your uncle eat his breakfast.
Yeah.
Have some toast, Uncle Mort?
No, thanks. Speaking of toast reminds me of an amusing incident on the train last night. You'll enjoy this, Leroy. When I went into the diner, the only empty chair was at a table with a sour little crab. And you should have heard that little rat yell when the ice water hit him in the face. Yeah.
Well, it's time we leave for court, Mr. Gildersleeve.
It is? Come on, kids. This won't take long. Well, all I can say is we run things better than this in Wistful Vista. 11 o'clock and the judge hasn't even shown up yet.
Judge Hooker's usually very prompt.
Yes, the trouble with some of these judges is they think they're little tin gods. Take those black robes away from them, and what have they got? Bow legs.
Gee, that's a hot one, Uncle Mort.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it.
Everyone rise, please.
At last.
Superior Court, Department 25, the Honorable Hitter H. Hooker, Judge presiding, is now in session. Be seated.
Sit down, Uncle Mort.
Thank you. Oh, my goodness. Who's that man sitting in the judge's chair?
Why, that's Judge Hooker.
Judge Hooker? That's the man in the lower berth.
Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve for appointment as Administrator of the State of Ray Forrester.
Oh, that's us. Come on, Mr. Gildersleeve.
I'm not feeling very well, Ted. Couldn't we postpone this over to another judge?
Oh, come on, Uncle Mort. Remember what you said. This guy'll be a pushover.
Yes, a pushover.
Now, come on. Step up. Don't dawdle. I haven't got all day.
Make a snappy, folks. The judge is pretty short-tempered this morning. He didn't get any sleep last night.
Oh, my.
Your Honor, with your permission, I'll put Mr. Gildersleeve on the stand first.
Go ahead, Mr. Wells. Swear in the witness, Bella.
You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth to help you?
I do.
Well, do you or don't you speak up?
I do.
That voice is very familiar. Turn around, Mr. Oh, so it's you.
Yes. Hello, Judge.
Mr. Mr. Wells?
Yes, Your Honor.
I will examine this man's qualifications if you don't mind.
I don't, Your Honor.
But I do.
Silence. Now then, Gildersleeve, what do you do for a living?
I make girdles, Your Honor.
Order in this court. Order in the court. Order in the court. Order.
Order.
And you, Gildersleeve, any more cheap humor and I'll judge you in contempt.
But it's true, Your Honor. I'm the president of the Gildersleeve Girdle Company.
Oh, Uncle Mort, tell him the truth. He doesn't make girdles, Judge.
And what does he do?
Steel foundations.
I bet he would, too. Now, no more interruptions, my boy. Remember, this is a courtroom. You realize who I am, of course.
Sure, you're a bow-legged little tin guy.
Yeah.
What?
Now, Leroy!
But you just said so yourself, Uncle Mort.
Oh, you did.
Just a little joke, Your Honor. You know how I kid.
I know. Well, I'm going to ask you a plain question, and I want a plain answer. What business are you in?
Well, that is... Leroy, would you mind going out into the hall and get me some ice water?
One moment. Who's running this court, you or I?
Better not get Uncle Mort mad, Judge. Last night he threw a whole bucket of water on a guy in the berth under him.
Oh, my, here we go again.
He did he?
Yeah, and this poor sap woke up and thought it was raining.
Oh.
You ought to hear Uncle Mort tell it.
Thanks, I will. Let's hear all about it, Uncle Mort.
But, Judge Hooker, it's after 5 o'clock. This poor man's been on the witness stand all day.
All right. One more question, then I'll hand down my decision. Mr. Gildersleeve, what makes you think that you have executive ability?
Well, I have a large staff of my own, and through years of experience, I know the proper relationship between employer and employee.
Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Wells?
Our firm has thoroughly investigated Mr. Gildersleeve, and we're satisfied as to his qualifications.
Mr. Wells, I have great respect for you and your associates. That is probably the only reason why I'm going to grant your petition.
Hooray!
However, in order to protect these children from their own misguided enthusiasm, I'm going to require this Gildersleeve to report to me every single week.
But, Your Honor...
He must get an okay for every cent that he spends.
But, Judge...
And I will require him to post a bond of $50,000 in cash.
Now, see here, Hooker. I won't stand for this. I'll resign.
Quiet. Gildersleeve, I never sent for you. You came here begging for this job. To quote from Brawby versus Union Buggy Corporation, Civil Code of Nebraska, you made your bed and you can't lie out of it.
But my business in Wistful Vista.
You remain here and make this estate pay or go to jail for contempt.
Now, wait a minute. I'm not going to...
Court is adjourned.
I'll kill that old goat. Ted, we've got to do something about this. Do you realize that a $50,000 bond would not only take every cent of my ready cash, but also means a mortgage on my Gordle Works?
Gee, I'm sorry about how the whole thing went, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, maybe if we went into the judge's chambers, we could persuade him to lower the bond, Uncle Mort.
Sure, just let me talk to him.
Young man, you've talked enough for one day.
Oh, how about it, Ted?
Well, it won't hurt to try. Come on.
Yeah.
Come in.
Excuse us, Judge Hooker. You remember me, don't you? I thought perhaps maybe we could possibly get that little cash bond reduced.
I don't see why I should have...
If you spoke to somebody who'd known me for a long time, they might convince you that I'm not such a bad fellow.
Oh, that would be fine, Uncle Mort.
Yeah.
Who could the judge talk to?
Why, the president of the Wistful Vista Chamber of Commerce. He's my next-door neighbor, too. That chap named Fibber McGee. We can call him long distance, Your Honor.
Yes, I see, Mr. McGee. Yes, I'm glad you put me straight on that.
Yes, I knew my little chum would set me in right.
That's a very good point.
Leroy, I want you to meet McGee one of these days. There's one of nature's noblemen.
I guess you've made up my mind for me, Fibber.
Fibber.
Hold the phone a second, I'll tell him. Gildersleeve?
Yes, Judge?
Gildersleeve, I've decided to rescind that $50,000 bond.
I knew that would happen if you spoke to my little pal.
Yes, after talking to McGee, I'm going to make that bond $100,000.
What? Give me that telephone. Hello? You're a hard man, McGee.
The Great Gildersleeve will be with us again in a few minutes. While Uncle Throck recovers from that one, I want to say a word that I believe will make every thinking housewife want to try Parquet margarine tomorrow. This delicious new Kraft product is most popular as a spread for bread and a seasoning for hot cooked foods because of its delicate, pleasing flavor. But the same qualities that make it so good for table use make it an extra fine shortening for baking. I say extra fine because it has all the qualities of an ordinary shortening, plus fine flavor and added nourishment. Let me read you a statement from Mrs. Lillian Watts, who, having been born and raised on a farm, is mighty particular about food. She says, quote, I have a family of 8, and they all like Parquet margarine. I use it in various ways: cakes, bread, muffins, biscuits, soup, spreads, and other ways too numerous to mention. Thank you 1,000 times for this wonderful product. End of quote. Now, that's a mighty enthusiastic statement, but you'll be just as enthusiastic once you have tried Parquet. It's so delicious, so nourishing, so grand in every way. Tomorrow, be sure to order Parquet, the economical spread made by Kraft. And remember, every pound of Parquet margarine contains 9,000 units of vitamin A.
Gee, Uncle Mort, what are you going to do now?
By George Leroy, I'm going to show that judge I can run that estate, or my name won't be Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve.
You bet it won't, Uncle Mort. You won't even have a name.
Yeah, no. I'll just have a number. Good night, folks.
Original music on tonight's program was composed and conducted by William Randolph. This is Jim Bannon saying good night for Kraft and reminding you to tune in again next week at the same time to hear the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Presenting for the first time in radio the amazing interplanetary adventures of Flash Gordon and Dale Arden. These thrilling adventures come to you as they are pictured each Sunday in the Comic Weekly, the world's greatest pictorial supplement of humor and adventure. The Comic Weekly, now printed in 32 tabloid-sized pages, each page in full 4 colors, is distributed everywhere as a part of your Hearst Sunday newspaper. Racing high above the earth, comfortably seated in a giant airliner, Flash Gordon, internationally famous athlete, looks admiringly across the aisle at Dale Arden, the lovely young companion of his air voyage. The minds of both are intent on the terrible destruction which for many months has been approaching the earth with terrific speed. The new planet hurtling through space directly in the path of the earth. Suddenly there's a violent jar. The plane lurches into a spinning nosedive. Flash Gordon's trained muscles carry him across the aisle to the frightened girl. He gathers her in his arms and leaps free of the falling plane, and pulling the ripcord of his parachute, glides to earth.
Don't be frightened, Dale. The plane has crashed, but we're safe.
Yes, thanks to you.
Hold fast. We're landing now. Careful. Easy. There. Are you all right, Dale?
Yes.
Good, good.
Oh, look, Flash. There's a round steel tower. Where can we be?
Why, that's the laboratory of the great scientist, Dr. Hans Zarkov. Why, he's coming this way. I'll call to him to help us. I hope you'll pardon us for breaking in on you so unceremoniously, Doctor, but you see, we had to bail out.
I know you for what you are. Spies. Come to steal my secret. But I have the answer to that. Come with me.
Put that gun away, Professor Zarkov. The man is mad, Dale. We'll have to humor him. All right, Professor. All right. We'll come with you.
Step down this ladder into this tower. Down, I say.
All right, all right.
There now. We are in my rocket ship, and in 10 seconds we will be on our way to the new planet. We will all die. Die for science.
Oh, Flash, the doctor is mad. This rocket ship is rushing away from the Earth with the speed of light.
right into the path of the new planet.
Hold tight, Dale. We'll escape somewhere.
To the new planet. To the new planet. We three will save the Earth.
Dr. Zarkov, there's still time to swing your rocket ship out of the path of the new planet.
No.
What will you gain for science if we're all killed in the crash?
I know who you are, Flash Gordon. The world's greatest athlete. But your trained strength will not save you. Only my mind, the mind of Zarkov, the scientist, can save you. Can save any human soul upon the Earth.
Be careful, Flash. He's reaching for the controls.
Stand aside, Dr. Zarkov.
Feel it. The gravitation pull of the new planet. We crash in 5 seconds.
The rocket ship hits the planet. Dr. Zarkov and Dale are thrown from the rocket ship unconscious. Flash is thrown clear of the wreckage and lands on his feet uninjured. He rushes to the side of the unconscious girl, picks her up, and starts to carry her toward the distant towers of a city on this weird new planet. Suddenly, strange soldiers armed with ray guns appear, and capturing Dale and Flash, force them to come with them to the throne room of Ming the Merciless, Emperor of Mongo and Supreme Ruler of the Universe.
O thou exalted Ming, most merciless majesty of Mongo, supreme ruler of all the peoples of the new planet, thy slave salute thee.
Slave, bring forward the earth people.
Thy slaves obey, O Ming the merciless.
Take your hands off me. I'm no slave. I'll meet your emperor as a free man and an equal.
So, Earthman, you are a free man and my equal. Throw him to the red monkey man in the arena. I would see sport with this free man, my equal.
There is thy freedom, Earthman. Now you go into the arena to meet the red monkey men of Mongo.
Wait. Don't worry, Dale. Emperor Ming, I'll show you that I, a free man from the earth, am more than a match for your brainless red monkey men. Flash reaches the bottom step leading to the arena. He leaps and swings at the nearest red monkey man. Then, grasping the falling man-beast under the armpit, Flash whirls him around as a flail, knocking the others in all directions. Emperor Ming, fearing that his monkey men will all be killed, orders his soldiers to destroy Flash with their ray guns. In the midst of the confusion, Princess Aura, the beautiful young daughter of Emperor Ming, calls to Flash.
Quick, brave Earthman. This way. Here to my balcony.
Flash leaps to the royal balcony and joins the gorgeously jeweled princess, who commands the slaves to keep back, while she takes Flash through a secret door and into a passage leading to a private elevator. The two get in, and Aura closes the door and presses the switch. Who are you, beautiful maiden?
I am the Princess Aura, only daughter of Ming the Merciless.
Princess, I owe you my life.
You are brave and handsome and strong. You must not die so young. I have never seen anyone like you, Earthman.
Where I come from, Princess, there are many stronger men and better looking. But tell me, Princess, where are you taking me?
I am taking you to the private landing frames of my own rocket cars. There you will be safe. We have arrived, Earthman. Get in this rocket car. No one can harm you here.
But, Princess,
hurry,
I don't...
Hurry!
But, Princess Aura, how am I to rescue the Earth girls? They are lost.
That is why you are in my private rocket car, Earthman.
Why, what do you mean?
Dale Arden shall never be rescued by you.
But, Princess,
As for you, Earthman, you shall love me or die.
Meanwhile, back in the palace, Emperor Ming is talking with Dale Arden.
Your companion, Flash Gordon, has escaped, but not for long. My men will soon capture him.
What are you going to do with me, Emperor Ming?
You are pleasing to me, Earthwoman. You will become my wife.
Never! I don't love you.
We men of Mongo have no human traits, no love, no mercy, no kindness. Whether you love me or not makes no difference. You shall become my wife as soon as the ceremony can be arranged.
Your Majesty, look into the spacograph. Our city is being bombarded by the space gyros of the Lion Men.
The Lion Men! Order the entire space fleet to the attack!
In the terrific battle which takes place between Emperor Ming's space fleet and the gyros of the Lion Men, the attacking gyros are driven off. The rocket ship in which Flash Gordon has been held captive is destroyed, and Flash is thrown to the ground unconscious. He opens his eyes to find himself staring up into the great bearded face of Thune, Prince of the Lion Men. Thune lets his great sword fall as he sees Flash Gordon's white skin.
Who art thou, white-skinned youth? Speak. Answer me before I cleave thy white body in pieces. Art thou a new kind of soldier of Ming the Merciless?
I am the sworn enemy of that fiend Emperor Ming of Mongol. He has captured a girl who is from the earth, like myself. I live only to rescue her.
An earthman, thou sayest?
Yes.
And an enemy of Ming the Merciless?
That's right. Tell me, are you friend or enemy?
I am Thune, Prince of the Lion Men, hereditary enemies of the men of Mongo. If thou wilt accept me as thy friend, Earthman, I will gladly join thee against Ming the Merciless.
Here's my hand on his entrance, Thune.
Good. What is thy name, Earthman?
I am called Flash Gordon upon the earth, Your Highness.
Call me Thune, friend, and I will call thee Flash.
Friend Thune, do you know how we can gain admittance to the palace that we may rescue Dale Arden?
Come. I will show thee a secret way into the palace.
Good.
The Emperor Ming is away pursuing my gyro fleet. We may be able to rescue the Earth Girl before Ming returns.
Flash Gordon and his powerful newfound friend go first to the space gyro of Prince Thune, and there they gaze intently into the thought projector, in which they not only see Dale Arden a captive, but they also have revealed to them a secret way leading to the throne room of the palace. The secret passage is known as the Tunnel of Terror because of the deadly beasts which lie within its gloomy walls. Fighting each step of the way, Flash and his new friend, Prince Thune, finally find themselves within the palace. A door with great steel bolts stands before them.
Quick, Thune. This door must lead directly into the center of the palace.
From my memory of the palace, I should say that beyond this door is the great throne room of the Emperor Ming.
All right, then. Here we go. There. You're right, Thune. It is the throne room.
Yes. This great statue before us is the god of death, which stands at the top of the altar steps, directly behind the throne of the emperor.
Listen. Thune, what's that?
By the great god Tao. It is a royal wedding procession. Ming the Merciless is taking another bride.
They're coming up the altar steps, Thune. I'm going to look around the idol.
To look around the idol means death. Thou must not.
Come back. Come back, Flash. Thune, save yourself. I'm going to the rescue of my Earth friend, Dale Arden. She's being forced into a marriage with Ming the Merciless.
Prince Thune of the Lion Men does not save himself at the expense of his friend. If thou must die, I will die fighting with thee.
Dale! This way, Dale! There! Fire! March out! Down! This way, Dale!
Down this passage, Earth Maiden, as fast as thou canst run.
Quick, Thune. They're swarming up the altar steps. Help me topple the idol over on them. Now. 1, 2, 3.
With a grinding crash, the giant idol topples over on the onrushing soldiers of Ming the Merciless, killing those in front and throwing into confusion the whole company. Flash Gordon and Prince Thune, with Dale between them, dash into the secret passage beneath the idol. The way becomes steeper. They slip and fall, down, 100 feet or more into a whirling underground river. They're swept along down a raging current and over falls into a lake. With the powerful strokes of the champion swimmer, Flash sets out for the shore, towing Dale by the hair. They reach the shore, and as Flash reaches down to drag Dale to safety, she screams and disappears beneath the calm surface of the lake, clutched in two powerful green, scaly arms. With no thought of his own safety, Flash Gordon dives to Dale's rescue and finds an adventure stranger than any which has gone before. Follow the thrilling adventures of Flash Gordon and Dale Arden each Sunday in your Hearst Sunday newspaper. You will find them graphically portrayed in full-colored pictures in the Comic Weekly.
Thanks for joining us tonight. We're running a little bit long, so we're going to keep this short. We just wish you a pleasant evening. We wish you a pleasant evening and hope that you'll return to Sunday night with Old Time Radio next Sunday night, the 3rd of September, 2023. We broadcast from 8 to 11 p.m. Central Time. Thanks again. Sweet dreams.